I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
What up? This is the Knick of Time show where we have that Knicks talk. This is Edson Sean, and as you can see today, we are without Jay Ellis and Miss Black Girl Magic K Steele. Ooh, ooh. So to my right, left. To my right, I have the man with the stacks and the facts.
Yup. Ryan G's in the building. I'm still here.
I had to do my best Jay Ellis impression. And we still have 4 podcasters today, though. Because with us, we have, I like to call them extended family, New York freaks in the building. Introduce yourself, fellas.
I'm Nick from NY Freak Apparel.
And I'm Eric from NY Freak Apparel.
And
thank you for having us. Appreciate it.
Word. For those on YouTube, they have amazing apparel here. Came and gifted us the new joints, the new hats. They have shirts, they have hats, they have everything, man. So, since we last spoke, what you guys been up to? I know you guys been busy.
We've been up to a lot. Different radio shows, trying to get more products out, you know. We're working, man. We're working.
Word. I'm actually feeling that red joint, too, man, you got. I'm
I'll give it to you next time when the shirts come out.
Word.
That's what we're working on now. We just did the Dad Hat Volume 1 because Volume 2 is going to be another assortment of colors that represent New York.
Word.
Which we're still working on. But we're coming out with the T-shirt Volume 1, which is basically an adaptation to the dad hats to match, so you can have the whole fit and look dope with it. You know what I mean?
So let's give it up.
Okay. We're working on that, and we're also sponsoring Triple Entendre Radio right now, which is a radio show that's in looking for the right word. They basically in cooperation with ESPN Radio, and other type of Sirius Radio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we're also sponsoring right now something called Statement Games.
Okay.
Which is like fantasy, basketball, football, everything.
Word.
Fantasy, basically, it's like DraftKings, except it has a whole other twist to it.
It's way better.
It's a lot to explain, but you definitely should check Statement Games out. It's a really dope site. And we're sponsoring that, and then trying to get more products out, man. We're just trying to make this movement, move.
Wonderful. Love it.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Jay Ellis. No, he wasn't able to be here because of a family situation. So
shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Praises to him right now. So let's talk some Knicks, man. Before we even get into like topics, what is your assessment since we last spoke? What is your assessment of where the Knicks are right now? What they need to do? A lot's been going on. We kind of predicted by February we'd have a better idea of what was going on, and it's now March. So what's your guys' takes on what's happening right now?
Tank. I mean, that's what we got to do, to be honest, man.
Yeah.
Tank, let the offseason hit.
Yeah.
Fire Hornacek.
Right.
Get a good draft pick.
Right.
That's it.
Now, Ryan, you said if we were to, let's say we were to lose all the games, right, from now all the way to, what's the highest pick we'd have?
I think Jay Ellis came up with that stat last time, talking about maybe the Knicks like the highest pick is possible, probably like maybe the 5th or 6th pick.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean,
you can work with 5 or 6.
Yeah,
it depends on who wins, and if a bunch of teams win some of these games that they might want to tank, and then we tank completely.
Right.
I think the most we could get is like 4th or 5th at top.
Okay.
But 4th is like pipe dream.
That's what I'm saying.
Everyone wins, we lose. Like not gonna happen.
Right.
It's more likely like 7th, 8th is where we're gonna be.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
From how we started out. And I also think from the last time we talked, we were like, where do we think the Knicks are going to be?
Yes.
How many wins could they get?
Yes.
And I think we all could agree none of us thought Tim Hardaway Jr. would he fracture his...
Yeah, that was the monkey. See, now that was the monkey
Shin.
wrench. If we were going to, of course, KP going down.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Well, ain't nobody thought that either, but at that point, we were kind of in a bit of a turmoil because of what happened with Hardaway.
Exactly.
Then when that happened, it's just like, okay, like...
Yeah, season over.
Tank. It's like battleships, tanks.
I don't know if there's there's got to be a curse. I'm convinced there's a Knicks curse. I don't know where it started with. If it's Bernard King, if it's the treatment of Patrick Ewing, don't know. But because, first... we were looking good. Tim Hardaway goes down. Okay. And then it felt like the team was still trying to pull it together a little bit, and KP really understood what it meant to be the guy.
By himself.
By himself. And every night, all the defenses are geared towards you. And I think he had a better appreciation of what Melo had to go through when he was here.
And I think that was needed, to be
Absolutely.
honest. He needed it badly.
Absolutely. Now he knows what it takes. Now he really know what it takes.
Exactly. And I think people in the free agency see it. Like, oh, look what KP did alone.
Yeah.
He definitely needs help. He's young. He's coming back from an injury.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me help him.
And I also think the best thing that happened, not that the best thing happened was KP getting injured. That's ridiculous. But what I think, though, is the way KP got injured, the fact that it was a contact injury,
Yes.
shows that he could recover from that, because there's proof showing that when it's a contact injury, it's a freak accident, i.e. Paul George.
Yeah, yes.
Your players like that versus non-contact injuries like your D Roses.
Exactly.
And you don't come back a lot.
Jimmy Butler with the non-contact injury.
That's
Hurt
very
on your
scary.
own, yeah.
You know,
That's
I'm
very
actually,
scary for him.
But the thing with Jimmy Butler is that it was a torn meniscus though, so they're saying that he probably will be back by the playoffs though, so it's not too serious with Jimmy Butler.
Okay.
Even though it was a non-contact injury, it wasn't a serious.
Yes,
non-
right, yes,
It wasn't
right.
a torn MCL, ACL,
Yeah,
broken fibula, something like that, and then you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
can he come back? But KP. We argue about this all the time. Me, Nick, and Jack. They like Giannis. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Antetokounmpo. I can't say his name, but the Greek Freak. I hate him.
Really?
What?
I hate him.
I don't know
can't
why.
stand
Tell
him.
you-
Wow! Wait!
actually
Wait!
interested to find out why.
Exactly. I want to hear his explanation.
Yeah.
Because everyone tries to tell me, like, how do you not like him? He's a great player. Da da da. Yeah. So was Reggie Miller.
You're right.
So was Michael Jordan.
Yes.
And Michael Jordan's the greatest player of all time to me, hands down. I love Michael Jordan.
So do I.
Yeah,
But
me too,
when he played the Knicks, I can't stand him.
Oh, I got you. No. I got
and
you. I got you.
Yeah.
Giannis is a good dude. He's a great player and
But-
everything, but I can't stand him.
It's so funny.
Every time he plays us, something stupid happens. Every time he plays us,
Oh,
he
no,
beats
I
us
feel
off.
you. I
He
feel
beats
you.
us off
I
something
feel you.
ridiculous,
I
like
feel you.
being able to back down for 12 and a half seconds.
You know,
Right.
that's what
Of course,
bothered
I'm
him the
exaggerating
most.
on that, but
No, but
it was
I was so
like
mad,
8
yo.
seconds, but he could back down. Then all of a sudden, we're having a good game against him. KP clearly has that dunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I'm
did.
sorry, he clearly has that dunk. He wants to go for the block anyway for no reason and bang his knee so he lands on it wrong, and now our player's hurt. I can't stand him.
Yeah.
I can't stand him.
And then you know what too? What makes it worse is that on top of that, in that game, that he had nuts on Hardaway Jr.'s head on top of that. So,
No, but see that right there had me mad at Hardaway Jr. You from New York. You take a flagrant. I'm putting that man on the turf.
Right.
Not on the court. I'm putting him on the turf because at that point we're on a football field. Because no man in his right mind is dunking on me like that.
Yo.
As soon as I turn around and I see him in the air, I'm grabbing legs.
I'm not gonna make you hurt yourself.
No, I'm not trying to injure you.
Yeah,
but you're
but-
not yamming on me like that because that's not going on SportsCenter.
Exactly.
That's the same way I felt.
You know what's crazy? They made that play, the Tim Hardaway play, whatever. They went crazy for it. They didn't go as crazy for it as they went for James Harden.
Oh, when he
crossing,
Wesley Johnson.
Wesley Johnson. Yeah, I think Antetokounmpo was more impressive.
Yeah,
to
it
be
was.
honest,
You know
right?
what it was though?
And I love James Harden. That was a push-off.
It was
was a
Michael
slight
Jordan
push-off.
and Russell. It was because that was a push off too.
But see, the Michael Jordan and Russell thing, the reason why it's so great is because Jordan did it where the ref couldn't see it and the whole
Yeah, and he was going
finals
to the
and
side, and he was going to the-
he was already. Wesley had his ankle kind of tilted, and
did.
he
He
was
did.
he was gonna stumble. That push put him on his behind though, because
absolutely.
when he pushed him and he was on his behind, then he's staring at him. That's why Wesley didn't get up. He stared at him like, "Really, you pushed me?" And Harden's like, "You got crossed."
But then what was funny was the interview afterwards. He was like, "Oh, you know, I've been in my bag all year." I'm like, oh,
But the worst part is he has. That's
I know,
That's what's so frustrating about it. Yo, he really is the MVP this year.
listen.
So far.
If he doesn't get MVP,
It's rare.
I don't know what to say.
Is, you know, right now, probably one of my favorite players, if not the, just because you can see his progression from OKC going to sixth man to being the man in the league. You know, unstoppable, and his strength. Like I don't know what he was this workout regimen, but this guy is strong.
And you know what's crazy? You look at him; he's moving slow. He's moving so slow.
He's not fast.
He's
but
like a Paul
he's
Pierce.
so crafty with his hand.
Yeah, he's quick.
That's what it is.
And that step back, you can't catch it.
Nah.
He creates so much space with that step back over.
And it's funny, like, we're talking about James Harden and everything. It's funny when Hardaway Jr. was drafted, they were, like, slightly comparing him to Hardaway.
Because they wanted him to be that type of player.
And to be honest, now that I'm watching Hardaway more and more, because obviously he's back on the Knicks. When he was on the Hawks, and I didn't really care for him. But now he's back on the Knicks again, and watching him again, he does have that Hardaway-esque, the Harden-esque, like, body movements and the flow, but he's a bit faster.
Yeah.
If he was to implement some of those moves and
Absolutely.
maybe even the work ethic, because James Harden work ethic is,
So
they
that's
say
what
it's like, wow. They say it's like,
Yeah.
he's in the gym 12 hours a day type.
That's why I feel like with
Hardaway
James,
could be
with Hardaway Jr., you know, because of his crazy work ethic and his determination to win. Like, you can see when he messes up, he takes that thing hard.
Yeah.
I just feel like if he slows the game, he still, I feel like, needs to slow the game down a little bit for himself. When he slows the game down a little bit for himself and makes better decisions, he has the potential to, again, we spoke about this several podcasts ago, he has the potential to be an all-star. And he does have some of the Harden-esque stuff. He just has to harness all that. I don't know if he need to find out who Harden was working out with, but he definitely can do that.
You better call up Harden and get some damn tips.
Listen, LeBron and KD are working out together. Melo
what I'm
had
saying.
Almost the whole NBA working out with him over the summer.
I mean,
Word.
they say the whole thing with Giannis, he's in the gym 3 hours early.
Yeah.
He leaves the gym 3 hours later after practice. They say he's watching film of himself. If he made a mistake the night before or the night of, he'll do that same dribble move 10 times over, and he'll keep doing it. And not trying to be disrespectful to Hardaway Jr., but I've never heard a story like that about him yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's doing that and then he's not getting coverage on it, or
I don't know.
I just think Hardaway got unlucky this year, to be honest.
with the injury.
With
Yeah,
the
no,
injury.
I
He
think
was
the injury
balling
because
before.
he started out, you know,
started
the
balling.
off season was the preseason was a little shaky, but season he started out, he was on it.
Yeah.
He was on it, and then he got hurt, and then that was the coming back, and then I feel like he was rushing to prove he still had it, and then.
And his stamina's off. He's
And
out
his
of breath
stamina was
almost
off.
every other
His
quarter.
stamina's off because there's nights, first two quarters, like, oh, he got it. Like the game when they lost a 27-point lead. Who were they playing? Wizards. And he was like 32 points in the first half.
Yeah.
He was winded by the second half because he only ended the game with like 35 points.
37.
37 points. You know? So,
Yeah, no, you're right.
but we'll see. So now, there's a rumor right now that's stating Doc Rivers would be interested. that Doc Rivers would be interested in coaching the Knicks if fired. How do you feel about Doc coming here?
To be honest, at this point, I take Doc Ock from Marvel.
Yeah.
Hornacek.
MF Doom, we're going to hit you up to start coaching the Knicks
over
right now.
Hornacek. I'll take anybody over Hornacek. But Doc Rivers would be amazing. Yeah. I still feel like we need to get Mark Jackson.
Okay, so I was going there.
I agree.
That's okay. So we're gonna skip the Doc because we all think Doc's a great coach.
Yeah.
Let's get right into it
If
because
you
that's
could get Doc.
Get him.
Yeah.
if we can, yes.
But I think Mark Jackson is also great. And I also think he would get less of a contract money-wise. That would save us some money.
Yes.
And then also, I think they're saying something that if we try to get Doc Rivers, we'd have to give up something, like a pick.
Yeah,
or
we
something,
would have to
saying?
give like a first round pick because he has 1 year left in his contract.
Yeah, I'm not with giving up
No.
for Doc. I mean,
No.
again, Doc is a great coach, but I think if we had to craft a dream team, like I feel like Mark Jackson. I feel like Mark
100%.
Jackson is the. I feel like he's the guy. I feel like once we get him, I'm saying once because I like to speak things into existence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once we get him, I feel like that's gonna change the tide around, man.
It's like Mark Jackson as coach is just too perfect because it's like he's a New York City dude first and foremost.
Right.
Exactly.
Grew up in the city, drafted by the Knicks, won Rookie of the Year with the Knicks.
Exactly.
And then on top of that, like he's good with young players because you saw what he did in Golden State with when Steph Curry, Draymond Green, those dudes were still young in the league. So I mean, to me, it's like the perfect storm. It's like we get Mark Jackson, we're on our way up.
Exactly.
If we get Mark Jackson, we really need to fire Kurt Rambis. You know, we say Jeff Hornacek. Why is Kurt Rambis still on this team?
Listen, so we've been trying to figure this out. So we were like, who does he know? Who does he have dirt on? Because I'm like, why
Right?
are you still around? Why are you still around right now? Because there's no reason, and they try to cover it up like, oh, he's not the defensive coach anymore. We're doing defense by like a coaching unit or whatever they called it.
Yeah,
but
right.
why is he still here?
Well, I still think Rambis is still here because Rambis was under Phil Jackson with the triangle, and then Phil Jackson's whole thing was, if Hornacek doesn't work out, I'll switch Rambis, and Rambis will do whatever I want him to do. And then now that Phil Jackson's gone, this new management, I guess they didn't want to clean up shop.
I
They
think
kinda wanted it to
Perry.
last
I think
a
Perry
year.
wants to let it rock. Let us tank. And he's cleaning shop.
And then I
The
guess
season's
right,
over.
because then now he has a leg to stand on. Like, okay,
Yeah. But
we gave you 2 seasons to do this.
Exactly.
yeah, but here's the thing though. If Hornacek is fired at the end of the season and Kurt Rambis is still here with the new coach,
Then I know
then
he's
you
got
know,
dirt on
then you know
somebody.
something. Yeah, then you know he definitely got dirt on somebody. Like
He got
something's going
dirt.
on.
He got dirt on Dolan. He got all Dolan's mixtapes that he never put out yet.
And also, I think that if Mark Jackson ends up coming in, I believe he brings his assistant coaches and people he likes to run his system
Word.
with him.
Yes.
I think that kicks Rambis out and a couple
Alright.
other assistant
Oh,
coaches.
100%. Mark
right.
Jackson's
Yeah.
probably going to be in charge of hiring the assistant coaches and stuff like
Yeah.
that, who he
Yeah.
wants. you know.
Exactly.
Hopefully it's Mark Jackson. I don't know.
Van
I just
Gundy
keep-
wouldn't be bad either.
What
Van
about
Gundy wouldn't be
Fizdale?
bad.
What about Fizdale?
I wouldn't be mad at Fizdale.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad at that either.
I think that would be a good look too.
I think Fizdale is my like plan C D. It's like if we get him, I'm not mad. Like
Yeah.
I was mad when we got Hornacek. I was like, what? And I'll go on statement saying that I was not happy with Hornacek, and I already saw him being the puppet for Phil. I knew that right away. But it's like with Fizdale, I could see him he's a great coach. I could see him doing good things.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he actually said Van Gundy
Yes,
or Mark
okay.
Jackson is somebody I would definitely see as my forerunners.
Mark is my A. Mark is
Mark is
Oh,
my
definitely
A.
my A,
Van
too.
Gundy's my B. The reason why Van Gundy maybe not because he already had his stint here. Do we bring him back? But
But
then
then
again,
he was successful or whatever.
he was successful,
Yeah.
and prior history shows that if you bring a coach back, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
I.e., Pat Riley,
Absolutely.
Phil Jackson,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
things like that. So I wouldn't mind that. But Mark Jackson,
I think Plan D would have to be first round pick for Doc Rivers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
yes.
a-
That's
who else is
absolutely
available that-
last
you know what I mean?
option.
But
Yeah.
Last
but
option.
now, if Doc Rivers was going to be out of his contract, then he would probably be my plan B behind Mark Jackson.
Oh, me too.
Oh
I
yeah.
agree.
Oh
Yeah.
yes. Out of the contract, yes.
Yeah,
In contract, plenty.
yeah.
But you know what? You know what scared me about Doc Rivers? He might want his son to come play too, and I'm good on him. You know,
Oh,
I don't want
nah.
him on the team.
Nah, our point guard situation is pretty good right now. We don't
Exactly.
need
Yeah.
we don't need
We're
an
not
offer
doing
there.
No nepotism going on here, bro. That's it.
and I mean not to throw any shade. No, I'm really throwing shade, but the last 2 games I've seen Austin Rivers play, I swear every time he drove to the basket and went for a layup, it was a brick. Like he
100%.
cannot finish at the rim at all. No, not at all.
His dad was a good finisher though, right?
Doc Rivers was amazing.
Yeah. I'm like, so like, what's going on?
If I'm like, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Doc Rivers was like a 3-time All-Star. Wasn't
Yeah,
he?
no, he was. Doc,
Yeah, he was a
so it's
good
like,
player, yeah.
Several-time All-Star. So
you know, so I'm
Nah, he
thinking
can
like
play.
Curry's dad. We already know he could do as a shooter. Okay, we see the offspring. Doc Rivers. Okay, we know what he does. What happened to Austin?
Right? Like
Yeah.
even Hardaway.
Even Hardaway, right?
Yeah.
Hardaway, you
Yeah.
know, was good.
I mean, I feel like work ethic and talent doesn't necessarily always trickle down to the next.
Well, look at the
To the
team.
seed. The
Exactly.
talent might
Look at the
physical,
team Austin
but-
Rivers is at. He's on his dad's team.
Yeah.
And you figure then.
I mean, my question, the biggest question is, where's Michael Jordan's sons? The greatest
Okay,
of all time.
so
How they not even in the league?
Here's my theory. Here's my theory. I feel like, as amazing as Michael Jordan was as an athlete, he was that dedicated. Like he wasn't a good dad.
Of course.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, you look at LeBron, right? You look at Dwayne Wade. Their sons are going to be in the league. We know that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Their sons are going to be in the league.
No, you're right.
Because of the type of fathers they are. Like Jordan was like, yo, basketball, that's it.
You know, living in a mansion? Good. You good.
Yeah, and you know, his son was all right. You know, he had the athletics because he could jump, but he was all right. You know,
Yeah, plus they didn't have the height either because they're like 6'2" or something like that. And
yeah,
Jordan's
but
like 6'1".
still.
You're
Like,
Jordan's
if-
son.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So like LeBron's sons, you can see like he's passing on not only the athletics but work ethic. This is what's gonna happen. Like,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I would say, Look who stepped back in. Come join us. Matter of fact, all right, here's what you're going to do. You can, there's a chair there, grab a chair, and then you and Ryan going to share that mic there.
All right.
And we going to make this happen. All right. So, let's see. Your boy Kyle Oquinn.
Oh.
So, again, I'm just so impressed with how from 3 seasons ago, it was like, okay. I'm like, I wasn't really sold on his contribution.
He didn't really do much on the Magic that sold you. Like,
Exactly. I'm like,
we got a piece.
I'm like, oh, really? Okay.
Kyle Oquinn.
But this season, last season, I'm like, okay. And clearly his work ethic is solid because each season he's improving.
He's progressing.
Condition-wise, his shot is actually more consistent this season. He kind of reminds me, remember Oakley had a little reliable jump shot for a little while. Like Oakley worked to get that. So I feel like that's who he reminds me of. So now he's put himself in a situation where he's marketable now. He's marketable. So I don't even remember the quote. Matter of fact, can you pull up the quote? I think it's on Twitter, where he was alluding to the fact that he would like to stay with the Knicks
For life.
Well, but I think he was the way it was worded was like, if there was a opportunity somewhere else and the money was right, he would
He'll
explore
go,
it,
yeah.
right? How do you feel about re-signing Oquinn? Do you think we should re-sign him, or do you think we should shop him for another piece?
If we could get him for a draft pick, first round, I would shop him. But he brings a lot to the team. A lot of hustle. He's a New Yorker. He's from Queens.
Exactly.
And you could tell he loves it here.
Yeah.
It's just a good fit.
Yeah.
And Noah's gone. We need a center.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I think to answer the question directly, do we re-sign him? Yes, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to re-sign him, period. Because you can't just let him walk and go to another team and get nothing for him. That hurts our team too much. Because he's become such a valuable piece. Now, do you re-sign him long-term, give him crazy money? No. I think if you're going to sign him long-term and give him crazy money, it's to then make him a trade piece.
Exactly.
To then sign him long-term and then say, let me trade him for a pick. Let me get something back out of him.
I see.
But if you trade him for the right contract, keep him. Because you're not going to get anything better for him out there for a good deal of anybody who's a free agent this year.
Exactly.
That you're not giving a max contract or something to.
But here's the thing, though. During the free agent, the right before All-Star break, right? They had the trade deadline. There was an article in the paper that came out that said the Knicks were willing to shop Willie Hernangomez and Kyle Oquinn. Whoever got the biggest return was the one that was going to be shipped out.
Really?
Yes. You turn around, Willie's going for 2 second-round picks. So that makes you think, was that the cap? So,
you know what though? But
are we going to get a first-round pick for Kyle?
How old is Willie?
Willie is younger.
Yeah, okay. Like 22, 21, something like that.
Yeah, this was only Willie's second year.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think that's why he was easier to shop.
Definitely
for those picks.
But and even
because contribution-wise, Kyle Oquinn hands down overshadows him.
Yeah,
right.
Yes. Especially defensively.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Well, defensively,
even if Willie was playing defensively, Kyle Oquinn is better. And energy, you know.
Yeah.
So.
And the whole thing that came along with the trade deadline, every team, as you could see from the Cavs, was trying to make championship moves at this deadline.
The Cavs were
trying
everybody.
Transformed that whole roster.
For real. Everybody was trying to make such big moves that basically I could see the Knicks getting an offer, we'll take Willie Hernangomez and Kyle Oquinn and we'll give you a first round pick, trying to ask for too much.
Pretty much, it's like when you negotiate, right? I'm gonna start with my top, and then I'm gonna see what they actually give me. Yeah, because that's what it kind of felt like.
Nah, you go to the opposite. You gotta start. Here's $5. What can I get for that?
Nah, you start with listen.
Here's $6. No.
If I'm selling something, I'm like, it costs $500.
Oh, if you're selling, yeah.
I only got like $425. You got cash? I'll take it.
Yeah.
So it's like.
But I think a lot of it was like, we're looking to give Kyle Oquinn, and then it's like, we'll give you a first round pick, this, and that for Kyle. Oh yeah. Oh, but by the way, we also want Frank Nicotilia. Or by the way, we also want Willie. Or by the way, we want this. And then you're like, hey now, we'll give you one, but we'll give you 2 second round picks for it.
Right.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever,
Negotiations,
you know what
bro.
I'm saying?
That's it.
We could have got Rodney Hood. Well, how the Cavs get Hood and we didn't get Rodney Hood though? We could have got Willie for Hood. Damn it.
Cavs went and
I'm still looking at how did the Celtics get Greg Monroe and we didn't even offer him anything.
I don't want Greg Monroe here,
I didn't
bro.
want him either.
Greg Monroe's been killing it for the Celtics.
Yeah, but
though.
the thing with Greg Monroe is that like he got bought out by who, the Suns, I think. So it's like you have to think about it from Monroe's standpoint. It's like, yo, do I want to go to the Knicks where it's like
I'm gonna lose again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I'm gonna lose games, or do I want to go to a contender where I'm actually gonna win? You know what I mean?
he wants to get some playoff action.
Yeah, that's
bro.
what I'm saying.
that.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying how we didn't even offer him nothing. There was no even like.
I feel like what we need is more like we have something similar in that with Cantor. I feel like we need. Here's my thing with re-signing KO thing, which is I've been a KO supporter for this whole time, and recently when you realize that we lose out a lot to athletic big men, athleticism in general, like that Clippers game, right? DeAndre Jordan had his way. Cantor wasn't doing nothing. KO with his improved defense still isn't doing nothing. So I know on this team we're kind of missing that athletic jump out the building big man with long arms who can kind of keep up with that. We don't have that. So if we do not sign KO, I would like something to replace him, which is something like that. That's why I always say maybe Noel could be something we can look at. But
I would love it.
But you know, that's not out. I really, but Kyle gives us something too. He gives us that shooting outside from the free throw line and some improved
New York
defense.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it would be my dream scenario would be to re-sign Oquinn and get Noel as well, because I don't know, I love Cantor, #keep Cantor, but I can't imagine not having a defensive big to back him up, especially right now we have a big hole.
Absolutely.
KP out.
We can't have and when he comes back, we can't have him doing everything again. You know?
We can't. We could, and then, again, it's been shown that, so we need to have some support.
Yeah.
But then that brings up a question for me. If you feel that we need that big athletic big, so when we get up to the draft board this coming summer, are you thinking we draft a big athletic big, or do we still draft guard?
Oh,
Small forward. What are you thinking our team needs to draft?
I'm thinking athletic wing.
That's what I'm thinking.
I feel like that's what we need, especially. I mean, yeah.
Because if you think of, we got KP. You know, he comes back healthy.
Right.
He's a power forward. He can switch the center sometimes.
Knock on wood.
Right.
Yeah, right. Knock on wood. He's already walking around, so hopefully that's a good sign. He's not just trying to be Superman. Hopefully he really
Hate his Cantor plant coming into the garden on crutches and then
man.
We don't want,
hopefully he really is the lizard.
right.
And he heals up quick. And then we have some point guard. We'll see how Mudiay and the Frank thing comes to be.
Yeah.
And then we got
Trey Burke.
Trey
and we
Burke.
got
AI 2.0.
Yeah.
Trey I, aka Mr. Steal Your Minutes. Ryan, do you want to sing this week, Ryan? Do you want to sing?
Oh, I miss to steal your minutes.
Yeah.
So we gotta do that. So I feel like we don't have any prospects at the wing.
I'd just say if Trae Young's on the board, you take him.
That'd be an interesting pickup.
If Trey's on the board, then maybe you would have to take him and try to flip it for another wing. Because right now we have Lance Thomas, but we don't have any promising wings on the team. And
That's true.
But Trey's gonna be what, top 4?
I don't know.
We're not gonna be in there picking that
because
high.
the thing with Trae Young is like
It all depends on how people pick though.
Yeah,
Because he may still be on the board.
Yeah, then also like he started the season mad hot, and then it's like people are like, oh, he might go top 5 or something like that, but he's slipped off lately. So
he's at 7 right now.
Yeah, so he might be dropping off. So like when we're picking, he pretty much might still be available the way he's playing right now. So it's like you never know.
And it's funny you say that because Trae Young, it would be awesome, and that was the person going into the NCAA season I wanted because I heard about him, I've seen him play. This kid's gonna be nice, and then he came out the first 15 games. You're like, oh, we gotta tank and get him. but now looking how our seasons went and how the NCAA season's going and everything. It's funny what people are mock drafting us to get Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ecstatic about that. I really think Miles Bridges is awesome, and he's the wing, like you're talking about.
Exactly.
And that's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
That's why I brought up the question, because I was thinking we need the athletic wing.
Yeah.
But you were saying the big man. So I'm like, do you think that? But no, I think
I feel like that's a piece that we can get down the road, man. Priority is that athletic wing, bro.
Yeah, because what I'm thinking about all the young pieces we have a young piece of point guard, a young piece of shooting guard. You can see Shrink or Dotson, whatever. We have a young big man in KP. Who is a powerful right now, hopefully.
And Cantor's still young.
Cantor. So we really don't have a young piece at the wing, which is why I was trying to say trade for a Hood. So because I'm like, yo, maybe we can. But even though he's technically a shooting guard, but
but now this is what I would do though. Like, I would go after a Miles Bridges type in the first round, but in the second round now, I think that's when I would try to like really put the scouting team to work and see if there's like somebody in that second round where it's like, you know, he's a big man that could bring energy and like he's athletic and can run the floor and stuff like that. Like, I would try to get that in the second round.
And we're gonna get 2 chances at that, right?
Yeah.
Huh. So
I have another question though. Let's say we get lucky somehow. We get the first pick. Do you take Luka Doncic from Real Madrid, the point guard?
He's nice, but
that because we already have point guards.
That's what I'm saying. We got like,
but he looks like he's gonna be a phenomenal player.
Yeah, he's nice.
Man, you know what though?
I feel like you gotta take it, and I feel like if that's the case, you just take it, and then you
could trade him
and then flip.
I think the number one thing to think about when that is what I always refer back to. You got to go back to Michael Jordan's draft. Where the first pick was Hakeem Olajuwon, which was a phenomenal pick. Even though Michael Jordan's
Sam Bowie was.
But the reason why Sam Bowie was picked, because they went to the board and said,
that's what they needed.
We already got a guard.
Yeah. That's what they needed.
We already got a guard.
And that's what I was about to say.
We should go power forward. No, you go with the best person available. You pick them, and you work it out.
Yeah, man.
That's why I'm saying I think you go with Luka Doncic.
Sometimes you don't know that. Sometimes in hindsight, you don't realize that person you passed on isn't going to be.
But he was higher though.
But it happens every time because let's fast forward. I could do a couple, but I'm doing the most drastic one.
Yes.
Trailblazers looked and said, we got Brandon Roy. Do we need another small forward guard? Nah, let's take the big man. Let's go with Greg Oden over Durant.
That's not fair though, because Greg Oden is actually good. He was just injury prone.
You know it's a good one to use when Detroit passed on Melo.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
and
we already got Tayshaun Prince. We already got Rip Hamilton. Do we need another wing? Let's go center. Milicic, who never played a minute.
Oh,
it's true. I mean,
ex-Knick legend. Dark Magic, Milicic.
You know what's crazy, man? If we just drafted Dennis Smith, we would have been fine. We would have been like, all right, we got our point guard situation. We're good.
Hindsight 2020.
I was about to say, in hindsight, it's like,
I'm still not all the way. I would say Donovan Mitchell at this point.
Oh,
Donovan Mitchell, yes.
Because in my mind, because if you remember talking about the podcast, when we was talking about drafting guards, we went to Frank because what edged me out on Frank was we knew that his height, his 7-foot wingspan and his height, even though we felt like he would be a project down the line, he could be something that could lock down point guards.
I still feel that though.
That's what I was gonna say. It's still the two things about it is Mitchell. One is more like, well, this is a drastic comparison. It's more like the Isaiah Thomas, where it's like he went last in the draft. You didn't really think he'd be that great, and then he turned out phenomenal. Yeah. Nobody thought Mitchell was. He was nobody's board top 10.
That's true.
You didn't really think about it at the time. And the second thing is, you got to remember, Frank is what, 19? I think
exactly. Couple things.
He still got 3 years before I sell him off.
Yeah, and listen, there's a couple things. One, he's 19. Two, is the first time he's been even doing a weight program. And he's not strong enough yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he's still showing signs of, okay, this guy could be, at least, especially defensively,
a monster.
You know, and he's starting to gain his confidence now with his when to take shots, how to, you know. So I'm not writing him off yet at all.
I mean, I know I might be jumping the gun right now because I think we have this later in the podcast. But I think since we're on the topic of Frank right now, because I've been saying it for a while now. Like, I've been watching Frank play, and to me, I think he would work at the 2.
I feel like, okay, so you know what?
So
here's the thing. Since we're there, let's talk about it, right? So several teams have discussed trading for Dotson. Because right now, Dotson is not getting minutes. Why? Mudiay is running the point, and then they run Frank at the 2 sometimes. And I think
And
Frank,
I like it.
he looks more comfortable
I
at
like
the
the
2.
one.
Yeah.
Natural
He looks
too,
more
yeah.
comfortable at the 2.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? You think we should trade Dotson and see what we can get and keep Frank?
No.
Okay. Okay. I know Dotson's your boy. That's all I'm like.
I like Dotson a lot, man.
I want to see him play more. I want to see him play more.
That's why I wanted to say I gotta go. We
know.
can go backwards in the podcast now.
Yesterday Hornacek gotta go.
Oh yeah,
Hornacek, Brambis.
He was
we
saying
went
because
in.
we talking about the coaching.
Yeah.
You know, Mark Jackson, Fizdale, like who we get. You know, Doc Rivers saying that he might be interested.
Yeah, you missed my joke. He was like, he looked directly at me, do you think we should go for Doc Rivers? I was like, if it gets rid of Hornacek, go after Doc Octopus. Go after anybody else for Hornacek at this point. I just want him gone. I want every remnants of Phil Jackson and everything
Word.
he did, except for KP.
And
Frank and a couple other little moves.
Is it the players
All
though?
his coaching and management. gone.
Every coach that we fire, look, freaking Dan D'Antoni was with us, and now he looked like a damn genius again with the
Frank D'Antoni was awesome for us,
That's
though.
because he got James Harden and Chris Paul, though.
I was to say, D'Antoni now has the pieces he needs to run the offense he
Yeah.
likes to run. He didn't have those pieces he had.
And do the Knicks have the point
He
guards?
did at a point though.
Jeremy Lin.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
No, not even Jeremy Lin. Before the Melo trade, when we just had Wilson Chandler, Amari Stoudemire.
Oh yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
Gallo.
yes,
We had
yes.
that
We
team
did
could
good.
run.
We
Felton,
did. We were
like, you
doing
know what I
good.
mean?
Yeah,
we had a good team.
That team was good. Yeah.
He was a good coach. He didn't fit Melo, so we were like, you know what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're going to go with the future Hall of Famer over the coach who's
Yeah, Mike
Jeff,
Woodson.
not proven yet.
Jeff Hornacek collects guards. I'm going backwards in the conversation. My guy, guys. I'll keep it moving.
All right, so we keep Dotson. Yes, we're not gonna trade him.
Yeah, I'd keep him.
Okay.
You can't trade him just for the simple fact is Frank Nicotilia's jump shot is improving yet.
Nina.
Because Frank's jump shot is improving yet, so you can't automatically put him to shooting guard.
Exactly.
You can't move him to shooting guard yet because if he doesn't develop a good enough jump shot, he has to play point because he'll just have to become a facilitating defensive specialist.
I think you could play him at
Like
the 2 this
Rondo.
season.
Yes.
He'll have to be Rondo. You can't put Rondo at your shooting guard. He has
Oh, absolutely not.
Well, definitely not.
Absolutely not.
But if Frank
Yes.
doesn't develop his shot, he'll have
It's
to
too much.
mimic
It's too much
that.
of a gamble. Yeah.
He'll have to mimic that and become a Rondo
but
player.
at the same time, though, Rondo's skill set is defined though. Like he's the point guard. Like
Yeah, and he's
a straight point guard.
But that's
as
what I'm saying.
unstoppable as you can get. Go.
Frank is so young that you don't know what his cap is or what his thing is. But if he doesn't develop that jump shot and doesn't develop, the certain things he needs to be a guard, his drive and all that, then he'll become a Rondo type player. He'll have to stay in that role to be great. So you can't get rid of Dotson, have him at guard. He doesn't develop his shot, and now we have no guard really.
Yeah.
Here's I feel like his shot has improved over the last. It's interesting. His shot has improved since Mudiay has been here.
Yeah.
I agree. I actually think he will improve. I have faith he will improve, but on the offset, it doesn't.
It's still a gamble.
It's still a gamble.
Yeah, it's still a gamble.
Too much of a gamble.
My thing is, I feel like the jump shot is gonna be there. He's had the jump shot in the EuroLeague. I feel like he's gonna come here eventually.
Yeah.
My thing with Frank is the aggressiveness. To me right now, Frank is a natural 2 guard who is good at passing, and not really a point guard all the way. And the only reason I'm saying that is because there's still at times when he's running the point. You seen him do it. He'll just bring the ball up the court and pass it.
He's not penetrating or making any moves. You're right.
And aggressive, you can't really. I don't know. Can you teach aggressiveness? I don't
I don't know. That's
I don't
the
know if
thing.
I
that's
think he
something
got to
you can
grow
teach.
up to be aggressive. He's like 19, scared to get hit or something like that. You know what I mean?
And also, too, what I also don't like that people do is like people are like, oh well, he played professional for 2 years in France. Da, da, da. Like,
different game, bro.
Okay, let's scratch all that out. That it's a
Yeah.
different game and everything. That's 100%. But in France, they only play about 20, 32 games, depending on if you make the playoffs or whatever.
Yeah, that's very
It's
true.
not an 82-game season.
Yeah, 32
so his body's not taking the physicality
Absolutely,
yet.
exactly.
It's the same thing that happened in KP his first year.
Yeah.
In Spain, they only play about the same amount of games. I think they play
Yeah.
an extra 4 games than
Yeah.
France or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His body's not adjusted to the physicality of the NBA, let
for that
alone the
long of a time.
longevity
Yeah.
of being that physical.
Yeah.
So, and you don't realize when your body hurts and you're sore, it's in your mind. Do I drive right now? My shoulder's killing me, bro.
Like my knee was sore yesterday. I don't want to drive this hard.
I don't want to get hurt,
Yeah,
and that's in your mind. So you give him like
All right, he's battling knee
19,
soreness, right?
Yeah. Give him 2 years, a year or two, and then now, I'm ready for these 82 games. I've done this 2-3 times already. I'm ready to go. Who's getting drove on? You know? that's gotta be your mentality.
Which I think Knicks fans don't give him the benefit of the doubt on what you just said, Eric, because I seen a tweet by Joe Budden, and he said, "I can't believe the Knicks drafted a kid that has asthma."
Oh,
I was like,
wow. Oh, D.
The man Joe Budden is ready.
Whatever, man. Listen, Knicks fans, Giannis averaged how many points? I think Giannis averaged like 5 points a game or 7 points a game when he first came in the league.
True.
Not everybody comes out the gate just balling, bro. Like, you gotta chill out.
Kobe airballed like 5 times. That
Of course.
one year. You know what I'm saying? Like all the greats. Like not everybody comes out Jordan.
No.
Not everybody
LeBron,
comes out KD. Not
Right.
everybody comes out LeBron.
Even my guy Lonzo Ball starting to turn around right now, man.
yeah,
You gotta give him time to develop. You know.
It's New York though.
Yo, and I have one other wrinkle to really talk about too. Why you can't get rid of Dotson? Besides Frank, you can. Courtney Lee, man. Listen, as good as Courtney Lee is, he is how 31,
32?
Like 30, yeah.
He's on his last legs of his career.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna usher in this new era of young that we're trying to do. He's not gonna be a part of any championship team with us. Sorry.
I mean, I'm surprised. I'm surprised the Knicks really didn't try to flip him for like a draft pick or something.
No, they tried to flip him, but they said they wasn't. No one's trying to give a first round for him.
Well, they said they'll give a first round if only we package something else with it.
Yeah.
That became the problem. Once again, like I said before, the whole, we'll give you 2 first-round picks for Courtney Lee if you give us.
Yeah, the Knicks wanted a late first round. No one was trying to give that up. I'm like, come on.
That's
man.
crazy. Right.
Courtney Lee's there for a second-round pick. I don't know if that's like where the league is going now, where everybody went AWOL a few years ago when Joakim Noah was getting a contract. And now everybody's just like, we ain't going to do that again.
Right.
I don't know what's up with everyone. We'll give you a second round. That's not worth a first.
That's what I'm saying.
But you could get so much great in the second round. Like, yes, but come on.
It's still not a first round.
I'm still a little upset we gave up Melo for the second round. It should have been more first.
Yeah,
everything. Even with Cantor being as great as he's been, should have been a first.
Absolutely.
Well, if you look at that
he's worth
trade,
the first though. That's why I was confused by that. But.
if you look at that trade, you could look at it as we did get a first round pick because we ended up trading. We ended up trading McDermott for Mudiay.
Well, yes, right.
Yeah.
Savvy. That was savvy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Even though I did like Mr. Buckets. Yo, Jeff, man, stop playing Courtney Lee all these damn minutes with Dotson playing 0 minutes in the first half.
Yo, listen, especially at this point of the season.
On,
especially at this point of the season.
What the?
KP's down. We are no longer in contention for the playoffs at all.
Nah.
Play these young guys, man.
Yo,
I don't understand. Play these young guys.
Look at the stats of the Clipper game. First half, Courtney Lee 17 minutes, Dotson 0.
Yeah.
Frank
bring
7.
it back to
What are you trying to accomplish right now?
Nah, I think.
Is he trying to market Courtney Lee? Is that what, people see what he's
He's trying to save his job.
Yeah, that's
too late.
I think this is what Hornacek does. Like, if Hornacek is in a game, right, and he's coaching and he sees like, Knicks have a chance to win this game. He's like, all right, I'm going to push the veterans out there. I'm going to let the veterans play. I think it's when it gets to a point where it's like, you know what? We're losing this game. We have no chance to come back. All right, now young guys, now you can get in and get
That's
your playing
exactly
time.
what's happening.
Yeah.
The old habits die hard because Courtney Lee was having a good game in that first quarter and he didn't want to take him out. Mm-hmm. And then Frank was having a bad game, played him 7 minutes. And now you end up with Courtney Lee having 17 minutes, Frank having
But you
7.
know, with any business, right? Because that's what this is, a business, right? You have to have a strategy. When things aren't going the way you need to change your strategy, right? So clearly the Knicks need to change their focus. Yeah, Courtney Lee's having a great game. Okay, cool. We know that. We know what he can do. Why are we even focusing on that anymore? What is the strategy that the Knicks are working on now? Are they trying to develop the young talent? If that's the case, sit Courtney down right next to Jared Jack.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the problem, though. We have a team that needs to be looking towards the future
That's
with
it.
a coach who's looking at now.
Yeah, because he don't even really like playing young players like that. But
He's trying to save his job. That's why you got to fire him, get an interim dude who's just going to play whatever he plays. And then
You know what's
send
funny?
up Mark Jackson all season.
Is everybody's bagging on Joakim Noah, but he might be the hero at the end.
You know what? You know what? That's why Joakim Noah's sitting at home like...
He might be the reason why Jeff Hornacek gets fired.
And he's getting paid for it.
Right. So he's chilling right now. He's like, no. Oh,
So
man.
everybody apologize to Joakim
You know what?
right now.
Let's give Joakim Noah. I'm going to give him a round of applause. And I don't ever do that for Joakim Noah. I'm going to do it today. MVP. See, that's why we don't have that sound effect. We use it inappropriately.
Yeah, I'm getting the sound effect on my phone. You can't stop me, bro.
I'm going to do like... I'm going to do like Stormbuck. Wow, cut his microphone. Cut his microphone.
I did that one episode. I had MVP on my... When everybody was bagging on Beasley, and he had a good few games, I played the MVP chance on my phone.
and you know what though? Now that I think about it, Joakim Noah might get the last laugh because, like, all right, say for example, okay, Hornacek is gone, right? They bring in a new coach.
Right.
Say this new coach comes in and he's paying the young players, right?
Right.
Team is doing pretty well. KP comes back. Team is doing good. Team has a chance at the playoffs. Now you can look at him and be like, you know what, Noah?
Yeah.
You know what? You can come help the team now because we actually have a chance to go into the playoffs.
You think he's gonna be here that long?
I mean, who's traded for him? I mean, come on. He's
How many years he's got left on the contract right now?
Like 2 years.
2 years. Okay.
To be honest, I think no matter what, Noah gets the last laugh. Whether he plays, doesn't play, $74 million in your bank account, and
And you're just chilling.
Right.
He can go and take
And
whatever
you're-
kind of drugs he want to do now.
and you're getting free dinner, free hotels,
You know what I'm
planes
saying?
all over the country.
You get the best seats in the house.
People still respecting you because you're an NBA player.
Right.
You're making $74 million, and you didn't have to work hard. You're not even in shape.
You know what's crazy about
He's
Joakim
doing
Noah,
the Eddie
though?
Curry.
The last game that he played was the Pelicans game. He played great.
Yeah.
He was playing good D on Anthony Davis and Cousins,
It's
whoever he was
just,
switching over.
That's what I'm saying, man.
But
Like,
that's how you can tell it was something internal going on. And then when the news
Yeah.
came out about him and Hornacek, I'm like,
cause we've been over this, man. It was dumb for him not to play in that Golden State game. It was dumb.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
was
made no
dumb.
sense. Made
It made no sense.
Yeah.
You have no defensive big man on the squad.
Nope.
KO gone, KP gone. You don't play Noah in that situation.
Listen,
you play
I
William
wouldn't be
Cancer?
I wouldn't be surprised an 80s, 90s player who worked hard, who was in the league when bruising and battling and just one-on-one playing was so, you couldn't zone, you couldn't do.
Yeah.
It was such a big battle. And it took so much pride to play against some of these great players. Play against Drexler. You're talking about Hornacek. Played against all these people.
Yeah.
And never once took steroids, nothing. Now you have a player who got all this
Oh,
extra
yeah, he's
money.
bitter.
all this,
I can
took
see him being bitter
steroids.
about
He's
that.
like, I ain't playing this steroid using
Yeah, I can see him being bitter about that.
disgrace to the game I love. And I sweat out here. And I'm not the biggest guy. I'm not the strongest guy, but I put bodies on some of the greatest players. And he's out here 7 foot taking steroids. No, you sit on the bench.
I can see why. That's why he put hands on him.
But guess what?
Disrespectful.
I said that. He
You're
was on the
fired.
Bulls. He was
You're
on the
getting
Bulls.
fired.
But guess
get
what?
fired.
You could feel that way at home on your couch watching Mark Jackson do his thing.
Oh,
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yikes.
We like that. That was.
But that's pretty much how it seems. And it shows the turmoil between players and coaches means a lot. The best example of that is being the whole J.R. Smith throwing soup.
Oh, J.R. Smith. Oh, man.
Yo, man.
Yo, matter of fact, that was going to be a bro pick. Oh.
You can still, he doesn't say that, man.
But the reason why I mentioned it, though, is because you look at that now, and ever since that happened, haven't the Cavs lost like 4 games in a row? But weren't they hot at one point when they made the trades? There were 3 games.
Right before the All-Star game.
Yeah, then all of a sudden that kind of they lost 1 or 2 games before that happened. But then that happened, and now they've really been on a bad streak.
Yeah.
Like, turmoil between players and coaches means a lot with a team.
I have a saying, too. JR's got a Smith, man. That's JR's got a Smith.
Not even. I got another saying. Anything is possible.
I still, the ignorant person in me still wants to know what kind of soup it was. Though.
Right, exactly.
I was like, clam chowder.
Campbell's.
Was it clam chowder or something nasty? Like drip all in your face, like, or was it like chicken noodle was just wet, but you're like,
Right. When clam chowder be.
I'll be upset. I'll sit there. No pun intended. I'll sit there stewing in it. Like, wow, he really did that, yo. Suspend him 5 games.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, since we're on Jeff, and I guess we could talk about this Clippers game. So, Jeff had complained after the Clippers game that the Knicks didn't compete on defense. There was no defensive effort, right? Right now, the Knicks over the past 10 games, they have the worst defensive rating. Beasley went and also ranted about this, about how the Knicks were playing selfish. Like, oh, how many assists did we have in that game? And Beasley believes the Knicks aren't passing like they used to. They're just playing for self right now. What do you think about that? You think is any truth to that? Or is he just bitter because they're losing right now?
Bitter because they're losing. And Hornacek just needs to shut up, man. I just really want him out. Him and Kareem just shut up. I'm just tired of him in his post-game press conference just coughing on the mic every second. And
Damn, man. People can't have laryngitis now?
for the whole season?
That's how you buy time when you're trying to figure out how to answer the question.
Well, you know what? The Knicks are just
gonna have strep.
Exactly.
You're gonna have strep. Antibiotics. Man.
Exactly.
Girl ask you, where you been? You smell like perfume.
Right.
See where I was? I'm trying to tell you. Hold on. Give me a minute. Let me get water.
Yo, Hornacek, why you not playing Dotson? What?
Say that guy couldn't hear you over my strep throat.
Oh,
You know. Matter of fact, I want to debate Beasley's claim that the Knicks weren't passing the ball in that Clippers game. I mean, I don't know what he was really referring to because the Knicks had 24 assists that game, which would say that the Knicks were passing the ball pretty well that game.
So maybe he was only using 10% of his brain.
Yeah.
What a bag.
Matter of fact, I want to speak to Beasley for a second. Beasley, this is why the Knicks lost the game. It had nothing to do with selfishness. Y'all allowed the Sixers to shoot 56% from the field. 50 of 89. Y'all were out rebounded by the Clippers by 20. 58 to 38 on the boards. That's why the Knicks lost the game.
oh my God.
Oh, man. Listen.
How much did Beasley have? How many points?
Oh, then let's not even get to Beasley.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's
please.
do it.
Oh, I have a whole Beasley.
In 20 minutes, Beasley scored 7 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block.
Why do you have 1 assist?
How many shots did he put up?
He put up 7 shots, and the Knicks were minus 21 when he was on the court.
You said minus 21.
Yeah.
Here's
Come on, Beasley.
Yo, I have so many thoughts right now. I don't even know where to start.
Listen, just go.
Just go. Oh man. Do I want to talk about why the Knicks lost, or do I want to talk about Beasley? What should I?
Well, we're on Beasley right now.
Yes,
All
let's start with Beasley. Let's start with Beasley.
All right, so I'm gonna say Beasley's been slumping lately.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like ever since KP's went down, things have gone downhill for Beasley. I feel like his last good game was against the Bucks or something, like the game before the KP went down against the Bucks.
Yeah.
And I think 2 things are happening, right? We add Emmanuel Mudiay, and we add Trey Burke, and then we take away KP.
Right.
So I feel like when Burke started to come around, get his minutes now, Burke is the main guy at the backup point guard position. He's getting a lot of shots now.
Right.
Running the show in the backup position. Emmanuel Mudiay is there right now. He's probably not looking for Beasley as much. Thus, 7 shots. He's saying they're not passing when he's really saying is they're not passing the ball to him.
Yeah.
That's what he's really
Clearly, they're passing the ball to somebody.
Yeah.
At least that game. At least that game, they wasn't passing the ball to him. Because I think Mudiay had like 7 assists that game, if I remember correctly.
He just didn't get. He wasn't the recipient of.
And then when Beasley, and in that Clippers game, Beasley was passing the ball a lot. And the reason why he was passing the ball a lot was I felt like they did their homework, and they were doubling Beasley, so he was forced to pass the ball a lot. But the ball didn't really come back to him after that. So that's probably what he was talking about.
Here's the thing, man. People really underestimate what it means to be the guy on the team. So it's like depending on any given night, depending on who's out, who's hurt, who's sitting down, it's going to be a different person. So now they're like, oh, okay, Beasley was scoring at will. He was on a tear for a little while.
Right.
They're like, okay, KP's out. Timmy's still a little shaky. Beasley's going to be the guy. So we're going to make sure he don't get his buckets. They got to beat us with everybody else. So when they double him, he got to pass out of that.
Yeah,
Don't pass
exactly.
back because we know what the defense is doing. Oh, we are being selfish.
Well, then that comes back to the point of coaching and working your sets around that.
Exactly.
So instead of Beasley getting the ball in the corner, which is where he's been getting a lot and doing most of his work,
Right.
you know he's the man. You know he's getting double team. Why isn't Beasley playing more of the free throw line extended role or more of the top of the key extended role actually?
Because
why aren't you working more pick and rolls?
Right.
Why aren't you working more
Backdoor
back
cuts.
screens?
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? That becomes that, and it becomes down to the coaching and him being so set in his ways of what. If I tell them they have to run these plays, and if it don't work, it's their fault. At some point, it's your fault. You have to run.
Yeah, but that's
plays with
the thing
different
about
personnel.
Beasley though, man. He was like, yeah, I'm the same thing as Kevin Durant. I'm mellow on the left side.
Yeah, like-
That's what makes you different right there. 7
Exactly.
points, 1 assist,
Exactly.
minus 20.
So here, and that brings me to the other point too. The Mudiay thing. The Mudiay is a new piece, a new cog. Jared Jack is used to kind of knowing how to play with all the different guys. Beasley, you get 7 touches this game. You get 10.
Right,
He's gonna get
right.
Beasley the ball. He knows where. That new lineup with Mudiay is a whole different beast right now.
Yeah.
So I think the flow with the new pieces hasn't really flowed well with Beasley with the combination of him being in a new role and KP being out. It hasn't really all meshed together for Beasley.
And going back to that and with the coaching as well, I feel is like when you have a great player like a Kevin Durant, LeBron James, whatever. If a coach says we're running this set and that player is on the court and they feel the defense is doing this, we're not doing that. Give me the ball. I'm going top. I'm setting the pick. It becomes a game of IQ.
Yeah.
And then if you have that respect from your coach looks back and go, I said to run that play, but you were right. You did that. Let's work together. But with Hornacek and the players we have now, we don't have any superstar player who has the respect to switch the play themselves. Yeah. So they're all players just trying to get their minutes and trying to get their feel for the NBA because we're so young, especially now at this tanking point. Yeah. And it's basically Hornacek is calling dumb calls, and the players are just going with it because that's my coach. I need these minutes. I'm gonna do it.
You know, what game was it where Steve Kerr was like, "Yo," he gave the players a clipboard.
Yeah.
Oh, against the Suns.
Yes. Right.
He said the players are tired of hearing my voice. I'm tired of hearing my.
Yeah. He's like, "I'm gonna sit back."
But at that point, they were up by like 500 points.
It was, but, you know,
even if they were down by 5, it still was a good move.
It was because then afterwards they had a better appreciation of what Steve Kerr do, like how quickly those decisions need to be made.
But you know what? Hornacek, after that game, he had the players run the film session.
Oh. Right, but I think a lot of coaches started incorporating it. They're like, "Oh, that's genius."
That's because he went to go get his cough syrup. Just being honest.
Had to fill his antibiotic prescription.
That Robitussin.
It works on everything.
Exactly. My elbow hurts. Put some Robitussin on.
Rub it on your chest.
Toe hurts. Put some tessin on it.
My God.
Kurt Rambis was probably sleeping.
Right. So like, you know what? Let the players run that. You know, but it's still. That definitely boils down to coaching a lot. Like, you know, they don't have. It's like they're unable to call audibles in that moment. You know.
Same thing with last season. I think we could have had a great season last season. To be honest,
Yeah.
Let's say I feel like if we had Mark Jackson or something.
Yeah.
I feel like he would have been a playoff team.
Because that dynamic between Melo and Phil Jackson was such a big. A big blemish. It tainted everything that they were trying to do.
How long until Knicks fans turn on Mark Jackson once he gets here?
Man, listen.
I don't think we turn on him at all, to be honest. I think if Mark Jackson comes, we'll finally be like, "Yo, what is KP doing? KP sucks." Or something. Let's listen to the players. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Mark Jackson didn't run pretty much good offense. They claimed when he was in Golden State, right?
No, because Golden State made the playoffs in the second, third rounds in a hard West.
I know, in year 3, right?
Mark Jackson laid the foundation.
Year 3, exactly.
Right.
Year 3. We're in year 2 with Hornacek.
But next year's gonna be year 3 of KP.
I'm just saying.
How long? I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying with that, but at the same time, nobody ever questioned Mark Jackson's rotations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
nobody was like,
they saw what he was trying to do, and he was laying the foundation.
Nobody ever said, "Why isn't Mark Jackson playing Curry?" This kid, he's only in his second year.
Right.
He has a good jump shot. I mean, yes, his ankle, he's hurting a little. His defense is a little suspect. I mean,
That's
Curry,
right, he had the
needs to
rubber
progress.
ankles for a little
Oh,
while.
people forget. People forget.
He had the rubber
man.
ankles.
Why?
I used
Why
to not
isn't
pick
he
him up on my
playing
fantasy
Curry?
team because it was rubber
No,
ankles.
he played Curry. He said, "Listen, this is the dude we picked. We're gonna ride him until he shows he can't do it."
Yep.
Hornacek is not doing that with Dotson.
he's
He's
not.
not doing that with Frank. He's not doing that. He's not a good coach.
And then on
Can't
top,
compare it.
and then on top of that, when Mark Jackson was in Golden State, like even before Steph Curry and Klay Thompson blew up, he was like, he knew for a fact, like watching Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, he's like, yo, these two guys are the best shooters in the league.
Yep.
Like
Mark
he was
Jackson's been saying that for a while.
Exactly. Like
before
he saw that before everybody even caught him and be like, you know what, these two guys are probably the greatest shooters we ever seen.
Yeah.
His sense of talent and being able to sense the
Yes.
talent and watch the talent
Yes.
is way superior to Hornacek.
You're saying Hornacek has no sense?
Well,
Got no sense of nothing. I don't like him.
I don't think he has any sense of talent and building. Is my point.
Doesn't have sense of build. You're definitely right about
We
that.
need a coach who's gonna be able
I
to
just feel
build.
like
Mark
the
Jackson
players
proved he
going
can.
to training like,
yeah, yeah, whatever.
yeah, we're gonna run to the left. Yeah, all right. Like, you know, they don't
Yeah.
care.
It's like when you're at that job you hate.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'm gonna go. I gotta make this paper, but
It didn't start out like that.
ugh,
It didn't, but I
That's
think
because KP
things-
was dropping
that-
30,
that's
40.
because
Yeah, right. But I mean, again, he started out the gate like a thoroughbred.
Yeah.
Now he's like Eeyore, you know, but that's because he's hurt. You know?
But
it's
that's
like-
when it comes down to what he said about players having the IQ. Like, you call a play, the player sees it's not going to work,
Yeah.
calls his own play. That's what KP was doing at the beginning of the season. He was like, oh,
Yeah.
this play is bullshit. Boom.
Yeah.
Bang a three. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
and Hornacek respected that because that's our superstar. If any player right now tries to do that, he's getting pulled out the game,
Yeah, absolutely.
And they know that.
Absolutely.
and they know that, and that hurts the team. You got to put trust in the players more.
Free Dot.
Awesome,
But that's the thing, though. Even though they're not superstars, like to get to that level, you need to have a certain IQ anyway.
Of course.
So then,
yeah.
you know, maybe. And at this point, we're not winning. You know what? If it ain't working, try something different.
Yeah, you know what?
Trust the players.
You know what we should do, Noah? We should develop Courtney Lee.
Oh, damn.
That's what Hornacek's
Dotson's on the bench like, I'm a peacock, coach. You gotta let me fly. You gotta let me fly, coach.
Yo.
But that's when I think Perry needs to step in. Like, you see Dotson getting 0 minutes. Send him back down to Westchester. Let him play in the G League. Let him
This is
get
what
playing
some
time.
of the things that we've been saying, like he's not getting any reps
Yeah.
right now in the league. Yo, send him down to the G League. Well, I mean, we spoke about your boy Joakim and him having the last laugh. I really think he just might. So he's still with us. The March 1st deadline has passed, so we needed to figure situations out. So now he's here still. What are we gonna do with him? What are we gonna do with him?
I mean,
Let him keep
Deal with him in the
collecting that check,
offseason.
buy him out, or do him off season?
Yeah, deal with him in the off season.
yeah, but I mean, like, do you think like a team will really go after him? Because I'm the way I'm thinking right now, I'm thinking that if the Knicks are to really trade Joakim Noah, Knicks gonna have to trade somebody. They're gonna have to throw somebody else in there because I don't think a team's gonna be like, yeah, we're just gonna take Joakim Noah and give you these pieces. Like,
Oh,
you're gonna
hell
have to
no.
give us, something sweet. You know what
It
I
might
mean?
just have to be a straight buyout.
I think right now, I think right now he's like a really expensive layup pad. Like you ever seen basketball practice
course,
or
yeah.
ever been part of basketball practice?
Yeah.
Where they got the big dummy.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
layup to hit you with it.
Yeah, of course, yep.
He's just a really expensive layup.
He's
pad.
a $74 million.
No, stand in the block as he goes to layup. Hit him a little hard. Get Cantor a little tougher. Get Frank a little tougher. You
Oh man.
took steroids today? Perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Check his bitch.
Bang him.
And you have Hornacek in the corner watching.
Hornacek open. Rambis falling asleep. On the phone with Phil Jackson falling asleep.
Oh man.
Yo, man. So wait, yo. 'Cause I was listening to the old episode with y'all, the NY Freaks. Actually, my boy said, yo, he loved that episode. He's like, yo, when are they coming back, son? It was hilarious. He told me- And last time you compared him to a hoopty.
Oh damn.
That's right.
And was I not right?
Exactly.
Oh, is that not right?
Exactly. Listen.
He's a hoopty,
So
yo.
I guess it's an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? He's not a hoopty no more.
Oh,
He's a layup
He's
pad.
a layup pad now.
Right.
He's back.
Very expensive. He's a lifelike layup pad.
Oh man.
Y'all mad? I told people I wasn't gonna joke on Joakim Noah anymore, but y'all got me
Listen,
back
it's
in bad
just too
habits.
easy, man. You know, it's way too easy. Yeah, I mean, he's just. That's what I'm like. He's chilling right now. He's the guy right now in the league. I think that's just he made it. He made it.
I think everybody in the NBA is jealous of him right
Oh,
now.
that's what I'm saying.
You know what
He
I mean?
made like, oh, you don't got to. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm just sitting. I got the best seat in the house.
I'm extremely competitive. I've always been. So is Nick. I know Nick's
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
competitive. Very competitive people, and I'm like, I want to be out there. I want to play. I want to be
Of
the
course.
best I could be. But if you told me, you wrote a script for me and said, listen, we're gonna give you 74 mil, and you're gonna have to be trash, and this is what you're gonna do, and you're gonna take everything, I'll be like, what color ink you need me to sign this in?
Right.
74 mil? And I'm competitive. It probably would kill me a little bit, like, I want to get out there.
Yeah, because
and do
there be
my
some
thing.
moments where you like,
I know I can help. I know I could be all I could
That's
be.
why Joakim cursed him out. They
But-
Golden State game.
Yeah,
Because he's competitive.
Exactly. But
And he doesn't want to sit down. He worked
Exactly.
mad hard to come back from
Oh,
injury.
yeah,
just
exactly.
to
He
sit
was-
down.
He's competitive. It's gonna be in his blood. He's gonna be a little ticked off. But at the same time, if he had to look back hindsight and be like, "Would I sign that contract again?"
hell yeah.
In the same ink, with the same pen, in the same office,
Yeah,
with the
man.
same gap tooth smile. I'm
Exactly.
Because I mean, like, I'm the same way too. Like, I like being competitive too, but trust me, like, if I was earning Joakim Noah money, I'd be mad for a bit. Then when the 15th come out, look at that paycheck, I'd be like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Exactly.
Cool.
I'd be like, you know what? I'm so upset right now. I'm gonna get a Rari.
Exactly.
I'm buying a new swimming pool.
Another vacation.
Oh, another supermodel, I guess. Whatever.
Right, exactly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's living it up, man. I do think that the right now dealing with him in the off season is the best thing you can do because
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know people talking about. I think I read something that said if we stretch him after September,
yeah.
then
We have to pay him a lot more, right?
Yeah.
no, it's not that we have to pay him a lot more. He'll just be on the books for longer. So
Yeah.
basically, because you know how.
But so they're not paying him more; they just have to extend how long we have
Basically,
him?
he'll get like paid like for 6 years
Yeah.
instead
like-
of these last two.
Okay.
So instead of paying, instead of having, what does he pay? 18 million on the books. You would be paying him like 6 million.
Right,
But
because
it'd
it's
be
stretched out over a longer period of time.
I don't
Okay,
I don't
okay.
think you stretch it if like LeBron's coming or something. Just get these 2 years over with. If you don't buy him out, get these 2 years over with and let him leave. I don't want his contract 6 years from now.
Yes, right.
Be like,
right.
we can't sign Trae Young. He's a free agent in 6 years or whatever.
Yeah.
Because Joakim Noah's $8 million that's still on the books. Like that would piss me off.
Yeah.
I feel you. Bite the bullet.
And that still comes up to the point, like, how does amnesty work again? Like, I don't get it, because we amnestied Chauncey Billups.
Word,
That
we
was
don't
like
have.
10 years ago.
That's gone. We don't have that anymore.
You only were
how
allowed to
does that-
amnesty one time forever?
Yeah, I read it. It was like was one time thing right after the deal was happened. It was like it's one time thing
Why
after
would
a
we-
certain time frame. After,
So meaning in the whole lifetime of a team, you can only use it once.
yeah, man, we done.
And it was at that point in time
Holy
you had to use it? Or
Why
you
would
could
we use
it
that
Yeah.
on
anytime?
Chauncey? Oh, for Tyson, right?
Cause Chauncey, you think about it, Chauncey was injured, and he was pretty much damn out the league after that. He was never
gone.
healthy after
Yeah.
that.
He was gone.
Yeah, it was for Tyson.
That wasn't bad because we had good years.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Tyson.
Like,
Yeah,
I
I
would have done
mean,
it again.
What it sounds like to me, we need to have another lockout real quick. Let's get the MVPA back together. Let's work out another amnesty.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
part-
yes.
The league needs to come back with no more cap space. That was the best. The Knicks used just to spend so much money for no reason.
At least this year we have a decent cap, right? I think we could get
Yeah, and the cap goes up every year,
1.5 max contracts. I think we can afford
Something
this year.
like that.
I don't know if we're gonna be doing that. I think it's all about what 2019, 2020 we looking at.
I think so.
We're all the free agents, so we're gonna have cap space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's- I
Yep.
think Lee.
Yeah, because Noah's contract's going to be up.
Noah.
Lee's contract going to be up.
Yeah.
Well, that's if they're still here, but yeah.
That's the magic
We'll
date.
see, man. We will see.
Yeah,
All right,
but you
so
could have all the money in the world. It depends on what you could get for it.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Come on, Perry.
So-
You've been savvy so far. You've been savvy.
He has been
He hasn't made a single move I haven't liked
right,
or
Yeah.
been upset about.
right.
Except for that second round pick thing, like you said earlier.
Yeah, but that was like.
Yeah, I mean, he's still kind of he still finessed it. So.
Yeah, right.
Well,
right,
well,
right.
knowing Perry and seeing how he worked and stuff like that, I think that was the best he milked out of the whole entire NBA for Willie.
Like you
Hernangomez.
said, yeah, we weren't at that meeting to hear what they offered. They could have offered some terrible.
Some dupa.
Yeah.
And he was like, he pushed it to that. You don't know.
Yeah.
And
We
then
could say what we felt was worth, but it doesn't mean what the other team felt.
Exactly.
And then on top of that, I think the 2 second-round picks he did get for Willie, though, in those 2 years, like, the Knicks didn't have any second-round picks. So it's like he pretty much replenished, you know, what we didn't have.
Yo, have you ever read Hornets fans' reaction to the Willie trade?
They didn't like it?
Nah.
Yo, it's mad funny because all the Knicks fans are like, what? All we got for Willie was 2 second-round picks? And then Hornets fans are like, what? We gave them 2 second-round picks for Willie? They're like, they were tight. Hornets fans were tight, yo. They were like, he doesn't play defense.
Oh, wow.
They were-
Right. Well, I mean,
Well, you see who wins the trade in a couple of years. See
Yeah,
how
true.
Hernangomez
exactly.
progresses and see who we draft in the
The,
second
the
round.
bad part is, I think the center situation is worse in Charlotte.
Yeah.
It's worse.
Yeah, because I think he's only played in 4 games since the trade or something like that.
That's what Willie gets for stop hitting us up and not wearing our hats when we gave it to him. That's what he gets.
That's it.
Go to
you know what I'm
Charlotte.
saying?
Oh, wait, what? Wait,
That's it.
What? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Willie Hernangomez hit us up for hats. He wanted the hats and stuff. And we actually went to his apartment, gave him the hats and stuff. And he was so appreciative of it. And matter of fact, even before that, when we had the other hats that we disbanded, that we actually sold out and disbanded,
Right.
he wanted us to send it to Spain to him so he could wear it right away. So we sent it to Spain, but it never got to him. So then when he came back to New York, we actually went and gave it to him, and he was so appreciative of it. He was like, I'm going to wear it, I'm going to post it, and never did.
Oh.
Still got the conversation, too. Still got the conversation.
Damn.
See what happens when New York Freak sends you stuff and you don't wear it?
Yeah. You get shout out.
Your career gets bummed.
Well, we were supposed to have a big personality on our show, and that never happened. But yeah, we know about things falling through.
Right.
You wanna know what's even funnier too? Now that I'm thinking about it, it's purely coincidental, of course. But Michael Beasley hit us up for a hat. He wanted a hat, and this is when he was killing it.
I remember.
And we actually sent him a box of the hat or whatever, and we told him we're just gonna give it to Hernangomez, and Hernangomez will give it to you. And he was like, "Yeah, do that, because I'm gonna chill with Hernangomez later." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
So we gave it to Hernangomez, who then gave it to him, and then he never posted or wore it, and then he started playing bad.
He's next.
Yo, it's the NY Freak curse. Yo, forget the base gods. We here.
Wait, you read my mind.
That's right.
You read my mind. I was going for the setup.
Wait. We want to get more into it?
I was.
We told Willie Hernangomez to give a hat to Porzingis. He said he did. Porzingis tore his ACL.
And never wore it.
Wait, it'll stop. No. Put the hat on. Wait, it's not over. Hardaway was the other one.
Oh, damn.
And the week after we gave Hardaway the hat and he never wore it is when he hurt his shin.
Yo!
Moral of the story is, buy our hats, you'll be safe.
Hey,
And you want to know what's even funnier? We gave a hat to Frank, but he never got it. So that's why he's been good. If he would have wore it, if he'd have got it and never wore it, who knows? But he never ended up getting it.
We gave it to one more person.
Hardaway,
If you
Hernangomez.
get
Nah,
your
that
New
was
York Freaks hat,
We have
put
five
that
the 5 people.
on.
Word.
Put it on.
Especially if you, I don't know, man. Like, if I was in their shoes and someone hit me up, like, yo, we got this shirt, we made it.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? It makes it even worse. Beasley hit us up.
Right.
Yeah, I remember you told me that.
So you're gonna hit somebody up and be like, yo, I want this shirt, I want this hat, da da da. You get it, and you're like,
For free.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take a picture for them.
For free.
For free.
Mind you, you're
We're
a
not asking
multi.
for anything else but just
Mind
you
you-
even got a tag.
yeah.
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Mind you, you're a multi-millionaire, but
Right.
we're not. We're
Right.
struggling clothing designers trying to make it and trying to get our brand out.
Yeah.
All you have to do is wear the hat. You could tag
a
us, you could
picture.
do whatever, but just take a picture so we could put it on our site and get more traction.
Exactly.
And you're helping us 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't
man,
know
listen,
if you guys know
You're gonna
this.
be on YouTube right now. We got a strong 8 subscribers.
Gotta start somewhere.
Exactly.
Instagram, we started
Hey,
at 0. Now we good right now.
Yeah.
I bet you this right now. In 5 years, you look back at this episode and be like, wow, remember we said we only had 8?
Exactly.
Now we're close to 8 million.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's gonna happen, man.
Exactly.
Yo,
Speak it into existence for real.
That's
yo,
it.
But
doing
that-
it. Yo, we launching a new show, Post Game Live. You're gonna be talking Knicks games after the game's
that's
happening.
dope.
I will be wearing NY Freak hats because
Thank
I like
you.
my
Appreciate
knees.
that.
Exactly. I need my voice, so I'm gonna keep this hat.
I've actually been rocking the hats a lot to work and stuff like that, which is why I'm still healthy.
No, you guys always show us love, man. That's why we appreciate you guys a lot.
Nah, and it's all coincidental, just trying to be funny.
I know.
There's
yeah, of
there's no brujeria in
know,
our
I know.
hats.
Yeah,
There's no voodoo in our hats.
Or is there?
Is there?
No, there isn't. No, buy one.
I don't know if you guys saw French Montana actually wore the shirt.
Yes, I saw that.
Word,
That was dope.
word.
You know what I mean?
And he didn't like zoom in on it. It was just a quick thing, but it made us feel so good because we know somebody of his stature that we gave a shirt. Well, him and his brother Jack gave the shirt to when they went to see him. In Vegas, he could have threw that shirt out. He could have.
That's
like,
what I thought.
Oh yeah, great, and never wore it, threw it out. But
Yeah, I told
months
us the
later,
story last year.
yeah, months later, he wears the shirt and Valentine's Day just hanging out with his son. Didn't post it on, but it shows us our movement means something.
Absolutely.
He thought that shirt was hot enough. He held on to it and
Yeah.
made sure he brought it home with him. And
Yep.
that's
And
all
wore
we
it.
want. And wore it and showed that he wore it.
Yeah.
And that's what matters to us.
That's what's
We're
up,
all
yo.
about a movement. We're all
Humble
about showing our
and-
love for our
and
brand.
Shout out to French. Unforgettable was amazing.
It sure was.
You know why it was amazing? Because he wore the shirt.
Oh
Probably
man.
met Sway Lee afterwards. Right?
Wow, how much you bet? How much you bet his new project's gonna go platinum? He wore that shirt. If he didn't, would have went wood. No.
Yo, what do you guys think about Emmanuel Mudiay? That pickup. What do you think about his contribution?
Mood. Moody. Hold on.
Yeah. What do you think about him?
What did we give up for Mudiay again?
McDermott.
Big buckets.
Great. I knew the answer. I just wanted to.
Of course.
Great. Because
You know.
what did McDermott really? What was he gonna do for us? He didn't put us in playoff position. He doesn't put us in championship position.
Again,
Moody
I guess-
in a couple years could actually
Absolutely.
could do that.
I think McDermott was I guess supposed to be the sharpshooter that's supposed to be putting the creating that threat on the 3-point.
Yeah, he was a little dull.
And he really wasn't. I mean, and here's the thing about him. He actually added some other facets to his game. Like,
Yo, that was crazy.
driving to the basket, trying to bang it on folks. I'm like, oh, okay, no, why don't you do what we paid you for?
Exactly.
Again, those
Yeah,
things were
shoot the
icing.
three.
Those things were icing, but we need you to put pressure on the defense on the 3-point line.
I think
he wasn't
Mudiay-
consistently doing that.
Moody's rejuvenated now. He's in a new team. He's out of, what was he in? Denver?
Yeah, definitely.
Who wants to play in Denver? The air is terrible. He's in New York, the biggest city in the world. He's going to come out next year. He's going to work so hard this offseason, and I really think he's going to have a great season next year.
Yeah, it's all about next year.
Yeah.
For now, I like what I'm seeing so far. I do have a few critiques.
Okay. Well, let's even start with what he's averaging right now currently. He's 11.3 points per game, 3.3 rebounds per game, assists is 5.6, and then one he averages about a steal per game.
Not bad.
Not bad.
bad at all.
And shooting 40% from the field.
In how many minutes?
How many minutes?
I don't
does he
know.
get?
I would assume it's 20-something since he's a starting point guard right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably close to 30.
So that's not really that bad.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
I see him next year going 16-7. I can see that.
Yeah, that would be impressive.
Here's the thing with Mudiay. They said his 3-point shot has improved. I don't know. I haven't really seen that right now so far. I think he's had that. When we played Golden State, though, all of a sudden he was.
He was knocking them down.
Yeah,
in that
he
game,
touched
yeah.
Steph Curry, and I think he stole some of his powers or something. That game.
But let's see him under a full year of a system with a training cap and of the system under his belt. Because especially at point guard, that's a very telling thing. More with the wing and big man, it's kind of plug and play with a system because it's mostly just picks and everything. With the point guard, it's kind of, yes, you have to know your role. You have to know the shooting guard's role. You have to know the small forward's role, the power forward center. You got to know
Everybody's
You got to
position
know
on the
the
floor.
6-man's role because when he comes in, you got to know what plays are going to be called. With a center, it's kind of know your role.
Yeah, exactly.
And play your game and feed off what other people do. But in the point guard, to throw him in mid-season into a new system, into a terrible system, everything, it's unfair to really judge.
Is it a terrible
what he's
system or
doing.
just a terrible defensive system?
What is the defensive system?
It's still a system, and it's still terrible.
Right.
You know what it is?
Even if it's
No
bad,
You know what
good or
it
bad.
is? I've seen Phoenix win with it and get 50-something wins. So why is it terrible now? Do we just not have the horses?
I mean, who do you have in Phoenix? He had Eric Bledsoe. He had Goran Dragic.
Right.
He had
Isaiah Thomas.
Yes.
Who are
for a
three
while.
starters in any other team.
Yeah,
This is
Tyson,
what I mean.
Tyson Chandler.
Yep.
But no one checked for
Healthy.
Isaiah Thomas at that point in time.
Right.
Yeah, true.
But he was a great six man for them.
Yeah.
That's what he was doing.
He
He kept the tempo up for them, and that's what they needed. His speed and drive was still there.
And didn't he also have the Morris twins too?
Yeah, he had both
Yeah.
of them
Yeah,
more
so,
swings.
I
Yeah, they had a
mean,
good team.
Yeah, so they
Better
had
than the team we got now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and they didn't expect them to win 54. No one expected them to even make the damn playoffs. So that's
Right.
why I was even excited for Jeff to be here. But back to the Mudiay thing anyway. I lost track. So Mudiay, I guess Jeff likes Mudiay because he pushes the pace a lot more than everybody else does. He gets the ball quickly, and he's doing that pretty well. And his passing has been pretty good. And his ability to break down the defense has been pretty good, like driving to the hole. He's still having problems finishing. I kind of feel like he needs to watch Trey Burke finish because Trey Burke uses his body well. I don't know, when he's small, you know all the tricks.
Right, because you got to
You
compensate
know
for
all the tricks. I feel like Mudiay, he'll do this thing. Listen, small guards, right, or guards in general, seek the contact first, then jump.
Of course.
You keep your balance.
Yeah.
You keep your balance, right?
Once you feel a contact, it's easy to finish like that.
Yeah, Mudiay will go to the hole and jump, and then like get hit in the
Knock
air,
off
and
his
then
square, yeah.
if you notice when he goes to the hole, he kind of loses his balance
Yeah.
a lot, and then the ball doesn't really go anywhere. Sometimes he kind of
See, I'm glad you said that too. The ball doesn't go anywhere. I feel like Mudiay's number one problem is his ball is so flat. I don't know if you've noticed that. Like Kyrie Irving or anybody you know with a great layup, they're always able to do reverses, spin the ball off the
Yeah.
backboard.
The spin is the thing that.
Yeah.
His balls are very
It's that,
flat.
yeah.
He
There's
just
no
kind of
spin
like
on it.
just pushes the ball.
Yeah,
He
there's
doesn't
definitely no
flick his
spin
wrist,
on
he
it.
doesn't
There's definitely no
spin.
spin on it.
Definitely.
That's the number one thing. Trey Burke, if you ever see, he puts spin on the ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Not as much as a Kyrie, but
I'm about to say,
Yeah.
Kyrie is like
Yeah.
a genius.
I really
No,
feel like
no.
I really feel like Burke
As
could
much
be
as
great
Iverson,
for
maybe,
us,
I
man.
don't know.
No, he can. I feel like Burke could be great for us too. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the other thing with Mudiay too is his pick and roll. His defense hasn't really been that good. And he has spots.
Right.
When I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's who he plays with. I feel like when he plays with Frank in some of the second unit, sometimes I feel like his defense picks up.
It's also the system, and it's also knowing who you have behind you. Because if you know, okay, in the pick and roll, all right, I'm going to switch, but then you know the other center's not going to push over on the weak side and help your back.
Yeah.
Now, all of a sudden, I don't want to switch because if I switch and my dude scores,
Exposed.
Right.
that comes on my box scoring. And
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody says. Players think of their
Of
stats.
course they do.
They
Yeah,
think
of
of that.
course.
They're like, listen, if I don't switch and he scores, that's his man. His man scored. My man didn't score.
Right,
But
right.
versus when you have a great team like the Warriors or the Rockets
Yeah.
or the Celtics, where it's okay, I'm gonna switch because I know Horford's gonna have my back.
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
Capella's gonna have my back.
Absolutely.
I know Brown is gonna switch back over.
Yeah.
And that's when you start playing mentally and you feel for each other.
Then you start playing team defense.
But when you don't have team defense, your single defense it lacks because
Yeah,
you
yeah.
start feeling I don't want to be exposed.
Yeah.
I don't want to be
But
Wesley
see-
on the floor.
That's so.
I don't want that.
But see that actually explains a lot, and the lack of team defense in certain moments, depending like personnel's on the floor. Like, all right, I know he's either gonna be too slow in that rotation or he's not gonna rotate. I am not switching.
Yeah, and you know what too? He's good. I feel like he's not really good at going around pick and roll.
That's what so that right.
I feel like he had Derrick Rose problem. You know how Derrick Rose he goes
horrible.
He goes
Yeah.
wide. You know how Derrick Rose goes wide around the pick. He goes very tight. I feel like Mudiay does the same thing. Is that a pause moment?
Well, that's also because Derrick Rose was so fast and so good at one point that he could do that and make up for it.
Yeah, right, yes.
Then when he lost the speed and the knees and everything, he kept doing it, and you're like,
You're not
Get
as
rid of that
fat.
habit. You're
Yeah.
not that player anymore. You're not the 23-year-old MVP.
Exactly.
You're 28-year-old no-knee Derrick Rose.
Exactly.
Cut tight.
You cannot recover that quickly.
You need
now.
every step you could get.
Yo, Knicks
And,
fans was
makes a
complaining
difference.
about Derrick Rose staying here. He doesn't even have a team right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, like I've heard people say,
feel so bad for that, man.
I've heard like people say that his NBA career is in jeopardy right now.
That's crazy. Cause you can't. Cause the thing is, in people's mind, if you can't produce with LeBron there, you can't produce.
Hey, he had a stats-wise, he had a good season with
He
the Knicks
also
last
got
year.
hurt, and also mentally he stepped away from the game, and that also affected his season.
How do you go have a secret wedding? Like, what's wrong with this dude?
And a lot of people, and that's another reason why teams don't want to pick him up. Wait a minute. So when he was with the Knicks, he disappeared for a game, and then
milk carton.
Then all of a sudden, with the Cavs, he said he needs to step away for 2 weeks because his mentality was he don't know if he wants to play no more. We're gonna pay this dude millions or whatever minimum or whatever. Any money, $700,000 is a lot of money.
That's
Right, exactly.
$700,000. We're gonna pay this dude that, and then he's gonna step away and talk about I don't want it no more. No, I'm gonna sign somebody from the G League who's hungry.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's what it does. And I feel bad for him, man, because I feel bad for the competitive Derrick Rose, the Derrick Rose who got to the MVP caliber.
Do you think that
who
he's
did
still
that.
in there though?
Nah, he is, but he
think
can't do it.
I think you can never get rid of the competitiveness. You can never get rid of that will to win. That when you're an MVP caliber player,
Yes.
you had that in your heart. Your body doesn't have it no more.
Yeah.
Your
And that's
mentality
affecting his mental right now.
and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
affect.
yeah.
And I feel bad for that, Derrick Rose. I don't
blame
feel
Tibbs.
bad for Derrick Rose's bank account though.
No, right.
So I don't feel too bad. You know what I mean? He got paid millions.
Right.
He's
He's
good.
he's good.
He might go down in the Hall of Fame still. Which
I feel like
which when I say that, people have the same reaction, but you gotta remember he was the youngest MVP.
No,
ever.
that's what I'm saying.
That
Right.
one accolade alone could get you in
He
the
had
Hall of Fame.
good years. Listen.
Even if it's an
That
honorable
right.
mention in the Hall of Fame, you might not get your own plaque.
Yeah, he
But
might. I feel like
you're
he'll
gonna be in the
definitely
record book
He'll
in the Hall of
definitely get
Fame.
honorable mention because then you got to think of all the other things in his career and some of these things you're talking about now, like unreliability on a team. Like they'll look at that like he's not really Hall of Fame material.
Well, like I said, he might not get a plaque or anything,
Yeah,
but he'll
honorable
definitely
mention.
get that honorable mention. He'll get his
He'll
name
be in the
on
conversation.
record.
Yes.
That record will
Yes.
stand
Yes.
for a while.
Definitely.
For a while. I don't see any player right now MVP caliber at the age of 22.
Right.
I don't
That's
see,
true.
I don't see a single one.
Maybe Ben Simmons. Maybe.
To say he's already better than Harden, LeBron.
Oh, you got to remember this is his first year, though.
No, it's his first year, but what I'm saying though, he has to be better by them by next year. He's
I
already,
can see that.
He's already approaching that age.
I'm just saying like
It's tough to be a 22-year-old MVP. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know, but seeing what I see from him in his rookie season, like I'm saying it's possible because like what is he? He's 20 right now, maybe.
I think 20.
21, because didn't he miss the one season?
Yeah,
Then he came out 2 years, right? He didn't come out his first year, did he?
No.
Yeah, he came out his first year. LSU only played.
Oh, yeah,
one
he
year.
came out. He came out his first year.
First year at
year.
LSU, so maybe he might be 21 already. Like I'm just saying, it's very hard because the time ticks on you so quick
Of
to
course.
get that MVP, and the players above you who've been playing for 10 years,
Of course.
they're gonna give them the nod because it's like, okay, he's on his last legs, or he's in that point of his career. He works so hard, we gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
Like Harden,
Yeah.
he's been fighting for MVP for 3 years.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
was
I'm
getting
saying?
this shit.
He's got to
say,
get
he's
it.
definitely
He's got to
getting
get
this
it.
shit,
And next year you're gonna look and be like, well, this guy's playing so hard. He played hard last year. Does he not deserve it? MVP is also a voting thing.
Yeah.
So the fact that Derrick Rose did that so young,
Yeah.
and it wasn't unanimous.
You want to be
but it
honest
was
about
like,
that, though?
He earned that.
You want to be honest, but I still think LeBron earned that MVP that year over Derrick Rose. They gave it to Derrick Rose just because the simple fact the Bulls were number 1 in the East.
And because
All that
of
was
what he
factored
did
in that.
and
All that
everything.
was factored
No,
in there.
I agree with that. I agree with
Yeah.
that. LeBron, let me tell you something. Harden should win the MVP this year.
Yeah, no doubt.
LeBron is the MVP this year. Sorry.
LeBron
is the most valuable. LeBron is one of the greatest players to ever touch the court.
I mean, and
Well,
even
yeah.
even in his 15th season, he's still breaking records and like
Me being a
going
LeBron
in.
hater, I cannot say anything.
LeBron,
man, listen.
LeBron, not on this Cavs team, isn't even in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Take any other player off their team that's top 4, top 5, they might still be in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Take Harden off the Rockets, they're still in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Are they? I mean, Chris Paul.
Chris
They
Paul,
are.
Capella.
Chris
They're
Paul,
still in.
They're still in the
They're
playoffs.
still in.
They're not number 1
I'm about to
seed.
say, yeah, they might be a
No,
low seed,
but they're still in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
take, I don't know, take
You could take Kyrie off the Celtics, and I still think the Celtics will make the playoffs in the East.
You could take.
You don't think they'll be in the playoffs if you take Kyrie off?
No, of course they would. They'd be low seed in the weak East. They'd
right,
be low
they'll
seed.
be low.
Man.
Because I'm taking into account Hayward not playing either, and I'm like, if you have no Hayward, no Kyrie, you just have Al Horford and a bunch of young guys. I'm not sure. Maybe a 7-8 seed. Maybe a 7-8 seed, but
yeah, that's all I
it's
mean
iffy.
though. That's what I'm saying. They still could make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You take LeBron off the Cavs, with Love especially being hurt, that team 12th seed.
I feel mad uncomfortable listening about LeBron.
All right, last thing about LeBron. LeBron
What?
and Westbrook, I think, are the only two players that if you take them out their actual team, their team is trash.
Yes, I agree.
not now with the
I don't know
Thunder.
about Westbrook
not with the
because
Thunder.
Paul
between
George,
Paul
George
George
and
and
Paul.
Melo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Not
But
with
in
the
the
Thunder.
strong,
look out, they're not doing good.
In
Thunder
the
last
strong
season,
West,
yeah.
in
Thunder
the
last
strong
season,
West,
yeah.
he might be right. They might not make. The
Yeah, but
playoffs
look at
without
their
Westbrook.
record this season is not good either.
And just because the
They're
West
seventh-
is
they're
a
seventh
very
in the-
tough
on the-
conference right now,
They're seventh in the West right now.
and that's with all
That's
three of them.
with Russ. Yeah,
So
exactly.
if you take Russ out,
Yeah, possibility.
you're gonna be a 9th, 10th seed. You know? That's crazy because the conference is so crazy in the West.
Yeah, I know.
And it just makes me so upset because it's like, take LeBron off the Cavs, take Westbrook off the Thunder. They might not make the playoffs. Take KP off the Knicks. Doesn't change much. Still not making the playoffs. Like,
With KP, we not making the playoffs, and without KP, we still not making the playoffs.
breaks my heart. Breaks my heart. It hurts so much.
Word.
The losses are worse.
All right, well, let's do these recaps of the last 2 games.
Okay.
The show goes over to the man with the stats and the facts.
Sir,
All right,
he is
so
chilling.
I'm guessing we doing Warriors and Knicks first.
Yeah.
All right, well, as you all know, since the Knicks lost the game, I have to go to the Warriors stats because the Warriors are the winners.
Of course.
The Warriors were led by Klay Thompson, 26 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds.
Boo.
Plus 22 when he was on the court, can't forget that.
God.
Kevin Durant, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, plus 27 when he was on the court.
Beasley, guard him better.
Steph Curry, 21 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, plus 25 when he was on the court.
Yo, such even distribution to me. It's
I know,
disgusting.
man.
I'm like,
Didn't even mention Draymond Green or none of the bench yet.
yo, right.
They already have
man.
70 points.
Let's get to Draymond Green, though. 10 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds,
Solid game.
2 blocks.
Blackest name in the business right now.
So I'm going to get to the Knicks stats right now.
Second is Troy Williams. Just signed a 10-day contract.
Right?
And you know, I like Michael Beasley. I like MVBs, but we got to get on Beasley for a bit because I think Beasley shouldn't be talking right now. Because against the Warriors, he only had 2 points in 27 minutes.
Man.
He was helping his boy out.
You said 2 points.
Yep, in 26 minutes.
God damn.
Yeah, he didn't show up.
Yeah, and the Knicks were led by Emmanuel Mudiay, 20 points,
He's
7
having
assists.
20 points?
Yup.
Okay.
Hornacek was teaching him how to shoot the game before. And he stayed after practice with him, worked on him on his form, and he came out and
Lit it up.
lit it up. That extra practice helped for that one game.
I want to say good for something, I guess.
I guess so.
Nah.
Nah.
No, not a shooting coach. No.
Maybe he could be our shooting coach next season. But
Oh, he maybe can help Mark out.
and then like we gotta bring up Mr. Mr. Steal Your Girl. Oh wait. Oh, I say Mr. Steal Your Minutes.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. Maybe it can be both. But
Oh, wow.
he got 18 points, 5 assists.
Okay.
Got Kyle Oquinn, 14 points, 6 rebounds. Yes. We also got Tim Hardaway Jr., 14 points, 4 assists.
All right. Solid game.
Yeah, solid game. And we got a shout out on French Prince, 13 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist.
Okay.
Alright, I'm just crossing. You just passing. I liked it. Frank.
Yes,
Yeah, I liked it.
yes. now to team stats. Okay. Warriors shot 51.8% from the field. Knicks shot 49% from the field.
That's not bad.
Right.
You
Yeah,
gotta play better, D.
Yeah, here's the killer though. Warriors made 15 of 31 threes.
Damn.
It was the third quarter of that game that they blew it open, right?
They dropped 40 in the third quarter, pretty much.
Wow.
Damn.
That's been our problem for a while. No D in the third.
That's
Whatever.
It's like they come out from halftime like just flat.
Yeah.
And you want to know what's so funny about that is I was actually talking to my father about it. That in the third quarter they come out flat, so you would think that halftime little break they must sit around, they're not like up and moving
chilling
or
on
something.
social media.
Something must be flat. But then I don't know if you remember, I forgot what it was. Somebody had their jersey retired. Was it from the Mavs?
Oh, you talking about when they had the halftime show and the halftime went longer
It
than...
was like 25 minutes. Was it Harper or something?
Yeah, Derek Harper, yeah.
Derek Harper, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think I'm correct on that. And we came out the strongest third quarter we've ever had. So my whole thing is we had the longer break and we came out more firing than when we have a short break. Is that short break, are we not taking full advantage of like what we should be doing? Like, is our coaching staff not getting their point across quick enough and they need the extra prep time?
Right.
Well, I don't get why that happened and what the correlation between our third quarter starts are. I just found that so weird.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought exactly what you said. We're coming out flat.
Yeah.
That 10 minutes is not good for us. Let's just keep us staying.
Yeah.
But then when we have 25, 30 minutes, we come out stronger than ever. So do we need more time? Do we need better preparation
prep,
during
maybe.
that time? Is that coaching? Or is it the players not keeping warm? It can't be that because it's the third.
Right, yeah, right.
And that was our best third quarter of the season.
That's crazy.
Wow, what is it? And it can't say they were hype over Derek Harper's retirement. Half of them don't remember him playing.
Right, exactly.
And he retired for the Mavs.
Not for the Knicks, right.
You didn't have a Patrick Ewing retiring and then be like, well, they came out hype. They saw a great of ours and let's go. No, it was Derek Harper. No offense to Derek Harper, who's a Hall of Famer and deserves all his accolades.
Yeah.
But he's not somebody I'm getting hype about. Like, Derek Harper, let's get it. No, not once.
But wait, let's show respect to Derek Harper, former Knick great.
He said that.
He said that. He didn't discredit that. No.
All right.
He didn't get his Knicks jersey retired. He got his Mavs
Right,
jersey
yeah.
retired.
Right.
We got
I'm not
Dolan.
getting
That
hyped
could have
about
been it though.
Maybe.
Like, what's a Knick? Always a Knick when they came out.
Maybe.
You know what I mean?
Maybe. I don't see that though.
I don't
just
see it
think
either.
Because
our coaching staff needed that extra preparation, and for some reason they can't get their point across in 10 minutes.
That's a possibility. I mean, we've had.
And the other coaches do
Tons
go
of
into that halftime and get their preparation good.
Yeah.
Knicks have been doing this. Let's get through it. Let me show
Yes,
you.
yes,
Go
yes,
out. Let's
yes.
go out there and execute. And our Knicks goes, what were they doing out there?
You know what happens? Hornet said coughs too much. We get a 10-minute break. He goes and only speaks for 5 minutes.
Talk for 5.
Oh, so what they doing is backcourt. Gotta go back out the. Wait, I gotta tell you about the backdoor cut.
I bet you the whole team when he starts coughing, they're like, yo.
Yo.
Their Instagrams be popping for those 10 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Oh my god.
I don't know.
Have you seen KO's Twitter?
No.
When he just types out mad letters.
Yeah, man. We need a decoded episode of that or something, man.
We gonna.
He always does that. I feel like he always does that when he's tight at the situation or something like that.
That's why the mad letters are reaching.
Imagine though, like you try to decode and it's like take out every 3 letters, then write it backwards, and then add a space in between every 7 letters, and it always reads out Hornacek is trash.
Damn, y'all eating today, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, yo.
All right.
If you decode it, it says
man.
pass me the ball. Like, KO's crazy.
All right. So let's look at.
Oh wait.
Oh yes.
Oh, how much time do we have to?
About 15 more.
Okay, maybe. Quick recap.
Yes.
So, I wasn't too mad about this loss, to be honest with you. We did pretty well.
Yeah.
Our young guys got minutes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our guard trio combined for 54 points.
Mhm.
So I was nice with nice Frank, Trey, and Mudiay had a nice little showing. Really was like the third quarter, like everybody said.
Yeah.
For some reason, we got punched in the mouth. The Golden State Warriors woke up and said, you know what, we need to put a little more pressure on the defense.
Exactly.
On the defensive end, we can respond.
Yeah.
And that was the game. And that is my quickest recap ever.
And with 4 all-stars on the other team, you can't get mad at any loss by any amount of points.
Yeah.
I mean, again, at a halftime,
Without
I'm like,
KP.
Oh, okay. Not doing too bad.
Pleasantly surprised. Then the third quarter came out, and you're
then...
like, and this is why I should have been watching something else.
Exactly.
Yo. Cause I remember that night, like I was coming home from class, and I looked at my phone, and I was like, oh, the Knicks down by like 3 or something like that at halftime. I was like, oh, they're hanging out, they're hanging around with the Warriors. So I'm on the bus.
Wait for it, third quarter.
So I'm on the bus, right? So I'm on the bus chilling, and I get another alert, and when I look, I'm like, what the hell happened? Like, like 40 to third quarter.
The Knicks happened.
3, steal, 3.
Right.
That's what happened. Pretty much what happened in the third quarter.
All right, well, that Clippers game. Let's get the numbers for the Clippers game.
All right, so we're going to go to the Clippers game right
Yeah.
quick.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, Clippers smacked the Knicks, so I got to go through the Clippers stats right quick. Montrezl Harrell off the bench, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists.
Who?
1
Whose
steal.
man is this?
Excuse me?
You need to put that button on the keyboard. Who?
Yeah, we coming out with shirts. Man.
Who?
Whose man's is
Whose
this?
man's is shirts?
Yo, but that dude's been balling for the Clippers this season though, so I'm gonna give him his props.
Okay.
Lou Williams led the way, 21 points, 8 assists off the bench. Pretty much gonna be the 6th man of the year. I don't see anyone beating him out for that. We had Austin Rivers, 19 points, 5 rebounds, plus 28 when he was on the court.
Whose man's is that? That's my man.
Just a call my voice, put it on the button.
Yo, that's already done. I'm like, I'm snatching that.
I get full rights and permission.
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. Austin Rivers.
Yo.
And it's funny though because
He
like
didn't
the
even score that
game.
much on Duke. Austin Rivers.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, and it's funny because I watched this game, and as I said, the games before, like every time I saw Austin Rivers drive to the basket, he was bricking. And the fact that I saw him actually,
loaves of bread. At the
that's what I'm
basket.
saying. And I'm like, and the fact that I saw him dropping buckets against the Knicks, I was like, really?
Everybody else is doing it.
And his mid-range was crazy that game for some reason, right?
Yeah, his
I was
3-point was crazy. He crossed up Trey Burke.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening?
I remember, if I remember correctly, he hit a fadeaway baseline J in that game that made me like, this isn't Wade. and the reason why I remember that shot so distinctly because I changed the channel right as it happened. I said, he made that.
Oh man.
I don't even care if we up down.
Word. DeAndre Jordan, 19 points, 20 rebounds, killed us.
I expected
He is
that.
who he is.
Yeah,
Right.
pretty much. And then
Beast.
Tobias Harris, Long Island great, 15 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds.
He's a baller,
He's a
man.
silent Knick killer, too.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, like, oh, it's gonna get a long
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Every time.
Word, I'm gonna get to the Knicks stats right quick. Tim Hardaway, Enes Kanter led the way, 18 points, 14 rebounds. Decent
He did
game.
his thing. He did his thing. Help the man. Help him.
Couldn't guard DeAndre, but we didn't expect that.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's a
Tim,
tough
Walking
assignment.
double
I
double.
mean, well, I think they canceled each other out if you
Yeah,
do those stats
absolutely.
again.
Double. That's
Yeah.
18 and 19, and then he went 18 and 14.
And I have more on that, too, because I got to actually... I'll
Yeah.
talk about it later.
Tim Hardaway Jr., 17 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds.
Tim Hardaway seems like he's opposite. Let's talk about him.
Yeah, Courtney Lee, who Jeff Hornacek left out there for too long because he played 26 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Why?
15 points.
Oh, wow.
Trey Burke off the bench. Mr. Steal Your Minutes. I'm not going to sing because it was a bad game.
But you should still say he still stole the minutes.
Exactly.
Well, okay, so due to special request from NYC, who is our guest.
Wait a minute. So Edson doesn't get a special request, and he's an actual professional singer?
No, listen, that's exactly why I don't get it. You know, I get to enjoy now. You know, sit back.
It's like the rapper who puts the auto-tune.
All right.
I'm gonna do that for
They
this
want to hear him over
episode.
Mary J. Blige.
I'm gonna do that for this episode. I'm putting some auto tune on Ryan's voice.
That would be not funny.
Oh man, so I'm gonna do it for the people, Mr. Steal Your Minutes, Trey Burke.
Oh my god.
But he had 12 points off the bench.
Okay.
And then your guy who got a new 10-day contract, Troy Williams, had 11 points off the bench.
Okay.
He's been impressive.
Yeah, he
That
has been.
putback he did was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that game. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
And I said team stats earlier, you know, when we were talking about Beasley.
Exactly,
So you know,
exactly.
Jay can go through with the
Recap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So like I was saying, I feel like the guards really killed us. I mean, you can tell by the stats he read.
Yeah.
Every guard kind of.
Damn, Austin Rivers.
Yeah.
Austin in Rivers, like
Pick and roll. First of all, Mudiay couldn't guard nobody. Trey Burke couldn't guard nobody. Frank was on Lou Williams, so that was a wash.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of the offense was just pretty much the guards breaking us down. We couldn't rotate fast enough.
Yeah.
Whether it be a wing had to help and it resulted in an open three,
Yeah.
or Cantor was caught in no man's land having to decide whether he should step up.
I hate when
and
he's in that position because he never makes the right decision.
every single
It's
time.
like he
man.
never makes the right decision there.
And I kind of compare DeAndre Jordan to Tyson Chandler back in the day.
Yes,
Like-
yes.
Like once you have one step on the guard,
That's a problem.
You just have to throw it up somewhere in the vicinity
And he'll catch
of
it.
Earth,
Yeah.
and that's a dunk.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much the game for me, really. We couldn't guard the pick and roll. The guards couldn't stop the guards. Enos did his thing though, and I did like Troy Williams actually started hitting threes this game.
Oh yes, he did. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. Did we sign him to the rest of the year?
No,
think
another
it's
10-day
not-
contract.
Yeah,
I
another
wouldn't
10-day
mind having him
contract.
for the rest of the year.
That's what I was.
Let him
That's what I was
show
saying.
out. You know.
You know.
Nah, we gotta
But I
make
feel they're gonna keep that. They're gonna
carry.
keep. That's what I'm saying. They're gonna keep dangling that
Yeah,
carrot.
they're gonna carry.
10 day. You
I
know.
mean, I already suggested on last episode that they should sign him for the rest of the season because
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what's the harm?
I have
Yeah.
a question though. On those 10-day contracts, do you know how much they're getting paid for those 10 days?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not
Is there,
sure.
is
Hey,
there a
I tell you
You trying to come
what.
back?
It's
Is there
definitely
a
more than we
set-
all get paid.
Hell yeah,
It's
right,
definitely more
right.
than we all get paid.
Oh,
in a
in
week.
10 days, I'm sure. But I'm just saying, like, could you get a 10-day contract and be like, I'm set for the year. Like, I'm good on it. How much money
not
is it?
sure.
Because if it's like, 15, 20,000, don't get me wrong, it's amazing 10 days of your life.
Right.
But I'm just saying, it's
You
not
get
on
a
some,
car.
it's not on some,
You get a
okay,
car.
I don't got to work now for the year.
Yeah, yeah.
Compared to getting 400,000 and you're like,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
At least I got this 10 day. I could live this year.
So what's
you
like
know
a
what I'm
low end contract for the NBA? Was like 400,000 maybe.
I think so. I think it's 4.
But isn't that for a year?
Yeah, for
I
the
think
year.
that's
I'm,
the
trying,
year.
I'm trying to work backwards.
Yeah, so
how would
divide
that
that
be
by
for
like
10 days.
82.
It's 365 days in a year.
So how much is 10 days? Is that like?
I'm thinking you're
That's
probably
what
getting
G's a
like
day?
30, 40,000.
I'm about to say it's gotta be around that.
Damn.
You know what?
That's still a great 10
I
days,
looked up. I looked up the money.
Okay.
Oh,
How much is
Oh.
it? It's the guy with the stats and the facts. That's
why
why.
I asked one
Or
of
a
his,
great
so I ain't
internet
gotta do it.
connection.
All right, now they say the 10-day call-ups. It's kind of like, so it's like they get like a percentage of like the minimum contracts in the NBA. So they're saying like, for example, here, a 10-day contract. It could be like depending on the minimum salary. This is just a basic example for like 10 days. Like a player can earn like 28,000
Okay.
or like
That was close. That was close.
yeah, that's for a rookie. For
Okay.
a player with 1 year experience, 46,000.
Oh.
Then for a player with 2 years experience, 52,000.
Oh, wow.
And then with a player with 10 or more years of experience, if they got a 10-year contract, that's 82,000.
Oh, 10 days, 82.
Oh my God. Making what people making a year in 10 days.
Word.
Like,
Crazy.
What am I doing with my
Yo,
life
don't
that
think
it's
about
not
it.
wrong?
Yo, let me
got
tell
me
you
ready to
something.
start stretching.
Word.
Getting back.
Mom was
It's
like,
like I'm earning that 10 day.
Please.
Mom was like,
Oh
put
my
down the
goodness.
basketball, son. You're not gonna make it. Shouldn't listen to you, mom.
For real, yo.
Two
For
10
real,
days
yo.
and I'm retiring.
Right.
For real, yo.
I'm good.
You sure you were doing good? Nah.
I'm good. Okay.
My knee.
It's been a long 20 days.
Exactly.
Not
Not even a month, bro.
It's been a
20
long
days,
20
yo.
Plus, I got this
That's
cough.
crazy.
Right.
Plus, I think
What are you,
Hornacek,
Hornacek?
I think Hornacek gave me strap.
Yep, exactly.
Hornacek gave me strap. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
For real.
All right, we have come to that time of the show. What time is it? Time for the ooh picks. I don't even really have. There's 2 games really. Jay, you have ooh picks for this week?
Yo, I'm bare this week, but wait, hold on.
It's hard. I can't even really think of anything that really stood out. I mean, they got smacked by the Clippers, and then Golden State. You know,
I have one. I see Ryan is looking right now. I mean, all right. I see Ryan. That's a good one.
Okay. But so we gonna let Ryan hold down the oohs and the bras this week?
You can go.
It was so. What, you want me to take over?
Yeah, do the.
Listen, I'm go for it.
Go for ooh. I think I might have one by the time you're done.
All right.
I have one in my head, but I want to have a backup.
All right. So I'm gonna go with one ooh pick. Knicks versus Clippers.
Okay.
It was a terrible game for the Knicks, but there was a highlight where according to the Knicks Instagram page, Kyle Oquinn doing Kyle Oquinn things.
I've seen that.
When Lou Williams was driving to the basket, Kyle Oquinn came up from behind and blocked him. Sent the ball to the stand.
Rejected!
Yes. And also, there's also a second part to this clip where Kyle Oquinn had the ball at the top of the key basically, and Tim Hardaway Jr. cut through the lane, and Kyle Oquinn hit him with a pretty nice pass for 2.
Yes, Kyle Oquinn is a great passer.
Yeah.
You know, such an asset to the team, man.
For real.
Anyway, all right. You found one, Jay?
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go with the one that I had in my hand before that I can't find a video for, but it's all right.
Okay.
You know what? I'm giving Frank his little props because I was on him last week hard. But
Okay.
anyway, the game was already out of touch. It was already gone.
Mm-hmm.
But then towards the end, fourth quarter, garbage time, Frank gets aggressive, and you start to see like, yo, why don't you do this every game? Towards the end of the game, he goes down the hole. He's coming down the hole. It's kind of like a little fast break. He stops, does like a little stutter step in and out, crossover into a layup, like a little floor layup, and the foul and 1.
Really?
And I'm just like, damn. You made that look easy.
Frank has flashes, man. I mean, I think it's the aggressiveness, and I do think, like you said, the number of games he's accustomed to playing. Yeah. Once he gets down on his belt, like another full season.
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna go crazy. But all right, yeah. 2 games, slim nights.
Yeah,
so
I got another one.
Oh, you got another one?
I got another one.
Digging, boy.
All right.
Okay.
So, no, maybe no, I don't.
I was gonna say, like, I watched the games. There was very little.
You can give it to Mudiay's 3-point shooting in the Golden State Warriors game.
But saying for like one great outstanding. Literally, the only great thing that happened in New York this week was Deontay Wilder knocking Ortiz out.
God, man.
That was like the greatest thing.
I'm gonna give that a ooh just because.
and then him going up and being like, Brooklyn, stand up. It made me so happy as a New Yorker. I was like, let's go.
That's it.
Let's go. I haven't felt this hype in
since the Giants won the Super Bowl.
in 2 years.
Yes.
I don't even know. Like, the Knicks suck, Giants suck. Just so happy to be in New York. Thank you for being 40-0.
Exactly.
39 knockouts. Big up that man.
Oh man.
What, you want to say it?
Did you do Troy Williams?
No, I didn't do Troy Williams.
Oh, I thought you wanted to do the Troy Williams side.
Oh,
Okay.
my fault.
Oh, go for
Yeah, we were talking about Mr.
Yes.
10-day contract, second blackest name out in the NBA right now, Troy Williams. Troy Williams was hitting the 3 lovely last game. So, without hesitation, he transformed into the Rockets Troy Williams. The 3-point shooting Troy Williams. So, he hit a couple of 3s in a row. So, the Clippers kind of had to honor that.
Yeah.
And this time, he head faked at the corner 3, came down the middle of the lane, cocked it, and banged it in front of the rim.
Boom shakalaka!
That's my second pick. I'm good.
All right. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, now let's time for the
Bruh.
picks. I mean, we had a couple scattered throughout the episode. Anyway.
Yeah, well, for the broad picks, there were a lot of victims this week. A whole lot of victims. I'm gonna start off with Larry Markkinen. I don't know if y'all saw this. Earlier in the week against the Nets.
Oh, man.
Jared Allen.
Exposed.
Jared Allen got the ball, drove to the rim. Markkinen thought that he could take a charge, but instead, he got baptized.
Damn.
Bruh.
And he was inside the line, so even if he did try to
Right.
get it, would have been blocking at
Exactly.
best.
Exactly.
He just took an L all around.
Oh man, he definitely got done dirty on that.
Oh my God.
Kemba Walker. Oh man, I gotta be on my fillet for this because
Right. Exactly.
he did Fabricio dirty against the Bulls. He did a step back, crossover.
Combo was crazy.
He took one dribble forward, then did another step back. Had my man flying Superman the other direction.
Because you know what it was? It was the head fake, and then the cross, and then the step back, and then...
And it reminded me what he did in the NCAA tournament where he stepped back and the dude fell and he hit the game winner.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't a game winner this time. It was,
didn't even make it to the basket.
it was
a
a-
cross-
it was
air
a ball.
It didn't even make it to the
It
basket.
reminded me like when you're in the
It's
park, as like a kid, and you cross somebody up and they fall and you're not used to it because it's one of your first times doing it.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
airball, but you're like, but I still crossed them.
Exactly.
That was you said, Ryan.
I'm still hyped.
Exactly.
And everybody else is still hyped about it too. Like, don't worry about it, you crossed them.
Exactly.
Oh, you failed. It don't matter if you didn't hit the shot.
Just throw it in
Exactly.
the stands.
So for Kemba, it's more like a bruh, and a ooh at the same time. Cause like ooh, I crossed him, but at the same time, it's like bruh, you airballed that.
Yeah.
So true.
Oh, my
man.
God.
I think we forgot a ooh though.
Which one?
When Trey Burke crossed Kevin Durant.
Oh, the head fake.
Had to break it back. I know we're doing bruh, but
Matter of fact, didn't Durant give him props too? Like as he was walking by, didn't Durant
Yeah.
kinda like give him 5?
Yeah.
like that, he decked him up. Like,
Okay.
That was very AI-ish, I'm just saying.
Wasn't expecting
that
that.
was very AI-ish.
And then obviously I gotta bring up Wesley Johnson.
Of
We
course.
already mentioned him earlier,
But let's do it again. I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, the internet did it enough. We could do it a
Right,
couple times.
exactly.
One more again.
Exactly. So
Clean up in aisle 3. I'm like, whoa.
The best one, I don't care, is when he fell or whatever, and they were like, he was on the floor for so long, it showed the seasons change on the court. Then it was fall, then it was winter.
Shout out to Bleacher
Then the
Report.
flowers
Shout out to
came
Bleacher
out.
Yes,
Report.
Bleacher
Was
They're
that
so
Bleacher
quick
Report
with
did
them.
that?
Yeah, they're so
I
quick with
was
those things.
crying. I was like,
Yo.
He was down for all 4 seasons. I was so done.
Yeah, so in case y'all haven't y'all been living under a rock, Rockets and Clippers. Your man James Harden took one dribble forward, snatch dribble between the legs. Wesley Johnson didn't know what to do with himself, but besides fall down. Had the stanky leg right quick.
Yeah, his ankles went this way and his body went that way.
Exactly.
Flat on his
Yo,
back.
but the thing too is,
Flat.
if you looked at he's like, I can tell the moment he's like, if I try to recover, I can hurt my ankle. I'm just going down. I'm just stay down.
Lay down, Grace.
Harden.
What made this worse was that he was on the floor for a good 3 seconds, and James Harden's there just staring at him.
The stare down was crazy. I'm like, okay.
Vicious, man.
Exactly.
The stare down was like borderline. I can't believe I just did that to him. Borderline. Why are you guarding me? Like,
Exactly. That's exactly what it
why is
was.
this man on me? Like,
Who's
disgusting.
man's?
Like,
It's like, yeah.
I'm so disgusted that the coach thought he could guard me.
And then what made it worse was that James Harden licked his lips before he put up a 3, and it was
With the
nothing
LL
but
Cool
net.
J. Exactly.
And it was not a Kemba air ball. That was
Right,
a swish.
exactly.
Which
Yeah.
made it-
And he LL Cool J? That's crazy.
Yeah.
LL Cool J and then Jaden. It's like,
Also want to bring up women's college basketball.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all saw this clip, but it was this girl on Oregon. It was Oregon versus Colorado, I think in their conference tournament.
okay.
This chick set a screen for her, right? She went around the screen, behind the back cross, dropped her defender, going the other direction, and then She might have double dribbled, but they ain't call us, so we're gonna count it.
Okay.
So she hesitated because the big girl was coming, right?
Yeah.
She hesitated, dribbled right by the big girl. The big girl was still running this way, and she was down, and she was dead guard that way, and laid it up.
Bruh.
Where we going, girl? Yo.
For the big girl.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, let me see that clip.
And then obviously, last but not least, J.R. Smith for throwing soup on assistant coach Damon Jones. We gotta bring that up again.
We don't miss you, man.
We still got to find
That's what I'm saying. Who gets the bro pick for that?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it J.R. Smith throwing the soup or the soup company not getting his credit?
Oh,
You know what?
Because they cater all the players.
That's branding.
So that soup company was like, he threw soup at him. Did he say it was our soup?
Right,
Did he say-
exactly.
And then J.R. Smith goes on the podium. Be honest, I don't even remember what soup it was.
Oh.
And the soup company, the CEO just sitting there like, no.
That sounds like a double bro to me.
Exactly. Oh man, one for JR, one for the soup company for not capitalizing on that
Word.
pivotal moment.
If I am Campbell's right now, I'm saying it to me.
Exactly.
Or Progresso, either one.
Imagine Campbell comes out. We just want to make a statement. J.R. Smith threw our classic chunky
Right. Exactly.
double beam. Like,
Oh my God.
he don't remember, but we do. We serve him.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh man, this was fun, man. You guys always make these episodes fun, man. We gotta have you on here a little more frequently, man. 'Cause
Yeah, we'll come anytime, man.
this is definitely
we
fun,
love coming.
man.
Thank you for having us. We appreciate it a lot.
Man,
Thank you.
Yeah,
we appreciate you guys. Matter of fact,
Always.
you guys can share with everybody your social media handles, where they can find you, how they can get your stuff.
Yeah. And if you watch this on YouTube, they're going to have the little handles on the YouTube.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
As well.
Yes.
Easy to find them.
Yep.
Yes,
So where
sir.
can they find you guys?
NYFreak_apparel on Twitter and Facebook. And what's the
No, Twitter and Instagram.
Twitter and Instagram.
On Facebook, spell it out, New York Freak Apparel,
Word.
and it'll come
Yeah.
out. And also go to our store where you can see the pricing and everything of all our merchandise.
Word.
Is www.nyfreakapparel.store.
Word.
So
Check
us
out their apparel is crazy.
Yes.
You can find me at Edson Sean, EDSONSEAN. Also, make sure you check out my band, The Experience, THEEXPERI3NCE. Jay, where can they find you?
They can find me, Instagram, Jailers Draws Things, because I draws things. JELLISDRAWSTHINGS.
And is the man behind all of the dope graphics you see on the Instagram page.
Yes,
Very
sir.
dope.
Ryan, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is chillin'.
Sir G is chilling.
That is SIR. G is CHILLIN.
Wait, what did y'all do without me for the intros?
Oh.
I guess you're going to have to wait to hear the episode.
Yeah.
New York, New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
The Nick of Time Podcast.